Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to episode 4 of the Hard Reads podcast. And before we start, everybody is finally fucking here.
Everyone is here.
Yeah, everyone is here. We have made Daddy Masahiro Sakurai proud. We got Ian.
Hello.
How are you doing, man?
I'm doing great. I'm happy to be here. I'm a little sleepy, but I'm happy to be here.
Well, at least you're here this time. You know, it's good. We missed you the last 2 episodes.
At least you're here this time.
Yeah.
This time, I made it. Just
Good.
saying.
And then Isaiah's also here as well, bud. How are you doing?
Oh yeah, I'm fucking hyped, bro. I had fruit snacks on the way here.
What kind of fruit snacks?
I mean, there's more than one.
Correct.
He had some fruit gummies.
What?
Oh yeah, them shits had juice in the middle. It was great.
Bro,
Bite into it, shoots in your mouth. Yeah,
them's the good ones.
exactly.
Little gushies.
The real food gummies.
Yeah, they just.
Does it make that exact noise too?
Well, you can't hear it because it's in your mouth, but like, I believe it.
I can hear Pop Rocks when they're in my mouth.
Pop Rocks is different though.
I mean,
It's not juice-filled fruit gum.
Next time I have some in my mouth, I'll just like open it.
Yeah, open it, just get a megaphone so you can hear it throughout the office. Did a window break or something? Why is there a breeze?
Is there leaking water here?
You know, over my desk at work, there's like fucking pipes tied together with like duct tape, and it scares me.
What's wrong with the corner?
Nothing's wrong with the corner.
It's
I'm
a
like
stable area.
I'm like out there, you know, out by the door within like a minute, if that.
Well, all I'm saying is, ever since I worked there, every time I get moved somewhere, I'm sitting under a fucking vent.
Yikes!
Every time.
Sorry to hear that, bud.
We were working up on the 8th. I was sitting under a vent. Second vent got moved again. Vent. To my latest spot, 2 vents.
Damn.
Yep, feels fucking good. And then we got Elijah here, the first member of the Perfect Attendance crew.
Yeah. Early every day, all day.
Jalen, the second member of the Perfect Attendance crew.
Hell yeah, and I wasn't even running on CPT this time, so
Oh my god.
got here before Charlie.
Yeah,
I
that's
need
true.
to y'all some gold
He
stars.
was-
We're
He
not
was
the same
concerned about
CBT, are we?
Oh, for people who don't know what CPT is,
Yeah.
it's colored people time.
Oh, CPT. I heard something else.
CPT.
That's,
We always fashionably late.
yeah, fashionably late. Keyword in that fucking keyword in
Party
that.
starts at 8. We're getting there at 8:59.
If
Not
your
mine.
black,
Yeah.
59.
look, if your black friend says
Said
he's
8.
15 minutes
I'm
away, he's
I'm
in his
knocking on the
bed.
door.
Yeah, he's in his bed or
Answer
just
the door
getting
at
out of the shower.
8:59,
Exactly.
And then I'm gonna.
I told
Gotta be
Ian I was going to be at his place at 10 minutes at like 11 o'clock.
It was perfect.
I didn't get to his
So
place
like
till
20
like
minutes later?
11:25.
Yeah, it was great. I was like, I had just enough time.
But Ian was like, well, Jalen's black, so he's not going to be here in 10, 15 minutes. If he was right.
No, dude, the trick around it, you gotta sit there and tell people you'll be there later than you are.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
oh hey, I'm gonna be there at 11, bro.
Like, every tournament starts an hour after it's supposed to
Yeah,
start.
that's why I'm gonna tell
You just have
people
to- you just have to plan
for
that.
for seasons beatings that all right, we're gonna start at 2:30. We get there at 3,
Oh yeah.
and then I don't even know when.
Hey, when are you starting bracket?
I will get into that later,
Oh, yeah.
actually. And then the final member of the Perfect Attendance crew, Charlie.
What's up, everybody?
Gold stars. Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Gold Star crew.
Yeah,
We love talking about fighting games.
sixes from
Yeah.
Subway.
We look up to you guys.
get like a little thing on there for like week 2. You
Yeah.
get a stormy cloud.
I get Give me a stormy. I'll take a stormy cloud.
Well,
I was too busy. I was really busy.
I'm just trying to have this
Playing.
stuff not take any of my gold stars.
For real.
I was busy playing SamSho, dude.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, last time
Shut
we
up.
played RE2, so don't give us that.
Ooh,
That's a
I
respectable
was just on it
thing,
though.
Yeah.
I was on it. I remember when that happened because I was like on it and I went to bed and I'm like, they're gonna think I'm playing this game all fucking day. I just sat in that shit all day.
See, what you should have done is not shown up again today, but then be on the RE2 RPD demo that just got re-released and get that
I've
Nemesis
been
Easter
funny as
egg.
fuck. I should be on it right now.
So what you're saying is you're on it all night, so there's fake Steam hours in that.
You're goddamn right.
I can guarantee
I
you,
do the
like,
same thing.
I can guarantee you 100 of my CS:GO hours are fake because I actually just sat in game.
I have
Bro,
80.
it feel like that sometimes.
Yeah, I really do.
Sometimes you just make dinner and watch something, and like you forgot that you were playing the video game.
I have
Facts.
86 hours in Freddy Fish 2, Case of the Haunted Schoolhouse.
That's very specific.
That
Very
game, it's a great game.
Bro, I took
That
a
sounds
nap.
good education.
Shout out to Freddy Fish 2, Case of the Haunted Schoolhouse.
I took
Humongous
a nap
entertainment.
during one of my sessions
Sponsor
of
me.
playing Persona 4, and that shit added like another 5 hours to my my file on Persona 4, which that game put me to sleep almost all the fucking time. So like that 80-hour play time was really like around 40 to 50.
I feel that.
All right.
Speaking of sponsorships, Brandon, did you ever get that call back from Raid Shadow Legends?
Shut the fuck up.
How about Swamp? Did Swamp
Oh
hit his
my
Swamp?
god.
Because look, we're a little late in recording this episode. We were supposed to record it like 5 times.
Yeah.
We know you listeners at home haven't been showering before you locals.
We all
Y'all
know.
been slacking.
We all know we haven't been showered.
Take a fucking shower. Women too, y'all not exempt.
Yeah.
I said this like 2 episodes ago. I'm saying it again. Take a shower.
You shouldn't have to be reminded to take a shower before you go out anywhere. First of all,
Exactly.
unless you're a hard laborer going to work,
Well,
because then you can just take a
still
shower
shouldn't
when
be
you get home.
reminded.
Yeah, that's fair.
But
I'll
agree.
let you have that. I'll let you have that.
Yeah,
If you're a
nobody
hard
wants to
laborer,
work in,
save
like,
the shower for afterward.
Filth.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like,
Stink.
yeah.
Also,
like,
buy deodorant. They're available in a lot of places.
Yes.
Everywhere.
Literally,
Almost
next time you
everywhere.
go to get gas, they got little sticks.
Yeah.
on the aisles.
Little sticks.
Old,
Little
Old
sticks.
Spice smells good as fuck.
the
Correct.
Part
Yeah.
About deodorant,
Fucking
it
Wolfthorn.
has a fucking cap.
Hell yeah.
So you can take it with you.
That's more important.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
You don't have to leave it at the gas station after you buy it.
Yeah.
Sure.
Take it home.
I promise you, these are facts, and I do it sometimes. If you put on Swagger Old Spice, next time you go to your local, you're gonna do some swag combos.
And if you drop them shits, it's only because you were messing with the axe.
Exactly.
Yikes.
Oof.
Don't wear axe, y'all. No, don't do that. That's bad.
Axe is like the middle school deodorant.
We just lost the sponsor.
Good.
And when you take a shower, don't shower with the axe.
Yes, please
Correct.
don't.
That's not how that works.
Unless if it's like the Axe body soap, then that's fine.
Get cut.
If it's actual soap, then yeah.
Yeah.
If it's the body spray, no, that shit
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah.
Wait, people weren't showering with axe soap?
Oh, you didn't hear? They
Oh.
don't share. They don't
No,
shower
they
with the
use
spray.
the spray on deodorant. They don't use the Axe soap.
Yeah, shower in a can.
That's not how that works. That's not how that works. Oh,
It's not. But
You
like,
see, you would think,
no.
but
I
about
do think
95%
that.
of people who
Oh,
use it would
fucking-
disagree with
so
it.
the Axe body spray shit actually reminds me of a picture I saw on Twitter. I don't know if anybody follows my man's Woolly Wolves, former Super Best Friends member, the best one,
Great
fight
one.
me. But he had pictures of like some Smash tournament he attended, and like there was a picture of like him holding like a can of Axe body spray, and then there was another picture of Axe body spray, like 4 cans of Axe body spray on every fucking TV
Oh my god.
in that tournament. It was just big chilling on top of the TVs. That was funny as hell. I'm sorry.
It was
It was fucking great.
I
Smash
mean,
is
he's
too smelly.
doing the justice.
And you know what? I bet none of those cans were touched.
Probably not.
Oh no.
It's like fucking. It's like Superman seeing kryptonite or something. It's like, oh, fuck. I can't touch that.
Maybe
Can't touch
the deodorant deal is going to be like the next big hype, like meta announcement, like the Old Spice Man is just going to be the 5th DLC character for Smash. To
Hell
announce
yeah.
Yo, if the
to
new
encourage that.
if the new Old Spice guy is just Leffen.
I think it would be like the Head and Shoulders sponsor for
Yeah.
that GC.
It's like a notable, yeah. Yeah, yipes.
Yeah, I just
Yeah, Yipes sound deodorant.
That just reminded me. Did you guys see that commercial that Hungry Box is in? It's the
No.
it's a food.
Oh yeah, it's for Campbell's
Yeah,
Chunky
there-
Soup. I saw
I didn't know Xbox was in the commercial. I might just watch that after the podcast.
He's
Pull this up
playing
right
in a
now.
tournament match, and then his mom comes up and says, "You can't play because you're hungry." And she takes the controller, bodies the dude, and says, "See." It just legit just. It's so,
I gotta watch this.
it's
commercial.
kind of cringy, but like it's funny because they make it smooth because of how Hungry Box is acting.
It's literally like the old NFL Chunky Noodle commercials.
Yeah.
Like all,
Damn.
like They're fucking playing like shit. So then their mom comes in the locker room, give them a pep talk, and then bam, Campbell's chunky chicken noodle soup, and then bam, they go on and fucking get a sack fumble for a touchdown next play. Like,
if only Mike's secret stuff in Space Jam was Campbell's chicken noodle soup instead of water.
Ooh. Someone get on it. Space Jam 2.
Let's go, LeBron.
Bruh, I've been fucking waiting for Space Jam 2 for
gonna be
years.
sick.
Like, what is LeBron doing? Playing basketball, obviously.
Does he
But,
get enough
like,
Sprite cranberries, dude?
Yeah.
I know, right?
I want Space Jam 2.
This man said, yeah.
I
I hear about your, you wanted Space Jam, but have you seen this Sprite commercial that I'm in?
I don't even like cranberry.
Yeah, but do you want a Sprite?
No, because I don't like cranberry.
You know, I don't like cranberries like that either, but Sprite cranberry is actually pretty good.
I mean,
Is it better than Mary Mashup?
Yes.
I'm pretty sure everything is better than Mary.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No.
Fair enough.
When I went to get that, I'm like.
I still haven't tried it.
Like,
yet.
I drank it because I didn't want to waste it, but I'm like, I'm not getting this again.
I legit felt like I was drinking chemicals. I mean, I know I am, but at the same time, it tasted like chemicals.
Classic.
Oh shit! All right, so before we get into everything, we have two things to go over. The first thing being that my Winter Smash tournament, called Seasons Beatings 2, is going to be this coming Saturday, December 21st. We are going to have 3 events during the tournament. The first event is going to be a doubles event, so that'll be nice. You're gonna
go first.
Yeah, doubles is going to be first. Woo. And then then between the singles and doubles, we're going to do a home run contest. Since they added that back in Smash, I like playing that in all the other Smashes that I was in anyway. It wasn't in 64, but yeah, I'm glad that they brought it back, and I'm ready to see some sick ass style combos and long ass fucking home runs. We're gonna have a judges panel for it too. We're not gonna have some bullshit ass like 3 Falcon punches in a row to get distance. No, we're gonna see some styles in these combos to get the distance needed for the sandbag.
It's gonna be judgment.
I guess I have to play stylish characters because like one of the characters I play isn't exactly combo centric.
I mean, yeah, we're aware.
It's all about the pretty style.
And like Terry's all right, I guess. I just gotta remember that only his neutral up and down airs are special cancelable and not forward or back.
Yep.
But I'll figure something out.
Yeah, we have no room for dismal combos in here.
Can I put the C4 on the body bag?
Yeah.
Look, just add the mod that has a turbo mode in it. Because like turbo mode looks sick as hell. I've been seeing some clips of turbo mode on Twitter. I need that shit in my life.
You're not
I
Wait,
need
for
it.
Smash?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a Smash Ultimate mod called Turbo Mode where you can cancel all your moves into other moves. It is fucking great.
Oh my
awesome as hell.
god, that does sound wild.
And like people play with like 500 stamina on that shit, and like it's dope. It's super cool.
I would play some HP fucking Smash, dude.
Watching that shit
Play
with
this
you
cancel
two is
the
like
shit.
literally watching Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
Motherfucker just teleported around the entire time.
Confusing people.
Like, what the fuck?
Continue talking about season 2.
Yeah. So then obviously the last event will be the singles bracket. So the first 2 events are going to be like coworker friend specific, and then the singles is going to be like whichever one of my friends decided to show up. So we had about 32 people last year and 32 people for my summer tournament that I had. So I'm hoping to get the same number, maybe a little more. So it'll be nice and fun. I was going to do a championship belt, but there's some, I guess, financial situations. Just going to leave it at that. So the winners, I'm actually going to give them a $25 Visa gift card for the winner. So
I can put that gift card on a belt.
Yeah.
We can make that a championship
Yeah.
That gift card is going straight to Allie's Evo ticket.
Allie,
y'all better not let me win this shit.
Allie or Sid's. One of those
That's where
two.
that's going.
Yeah.
He was gonna be lit this year.
Yeah, dude, I can't wait. Fuck, what else? Okay, so oh, Jesus Christ. I plan on starting doubles at noon, so you guys show up at 11:30.
I'll be there.
Can we
at
use doubles
12:30.
to wear down everybody for singles? And
Absolutely.
download everybody?
Yeah, exactly. Well, coworkers anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's gonna start at noon. I was going to do it on the Hard Reads Twitch page, but when I made the overlay and shit, I forgot to switch it on Streamlabs to the Hard Reads Twitch page, so it's going to be on my personal page. It is twitch.tv/gtechtv. So
You can't switch it back to the hard reads one?
I would have to restart everything.
How long would that take?
Probably about 2 hours.
Okay. We got like a whole ass week. It's like when you said that, like, I'm at to start over. I was like, oh, this is probably gonna take like a couple days, but like 2 hours, man. If you don't do that shit tomorrow,
Maybe just take 1 hour a day.
yeah,
I guess.
it'd
That'll
be
be done
2
eventually.
days.
I guess I could do it. Or like I could just have like the Hard Reads page host my page. I don't know.
That's fair.
We'll figure something out. It'll be on either the Hard Reads Twitch page, and that the Twitch page for that is Hard Reads FGC Podcast, or on my personal one. So be on the lookout for that next Saturday, December 21st. And then also, I may have already told you guys this, but since July 4th is going to be on a Saturday this year, and we will all guaranteed have it off, Stars and Spikes is going to be July 4th, 2020.
Oh, that's gonna be a fun part.
It would be on your birthday.
Yep. It would. It's just perfect. Oh yeah, also July 4th is
I don't want to
my
blow you
birthday
up
as
on your
well.
birthday, dude.
I don't
That's
give a
not fair.
I'd celebrate more for
You are obligated to play the American flag Mario in that tournament.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can't use anybody else.
I can't. I have to be American Mario.
You gotta grind out your Mario.
Yeah.
You got two
All right.
choices: American flag Mario
Or American Boxer Little Mac. Yep.
I would take American.
Oh, I'll do a little back box.
Yeah.
We ain't playing on Final D or Kalos.
No.
We had this
We did have
conversation in the
this
car.
The classics.
I'm banning both them stages if I come across you, Ian.
As you should.
All right. So the second piece of intro info, Ian, you left viewers or listeners on a cliffhanger about playing SamSho.
Yeah.
So
I was too busy playing SamSho, having a good time to come back. But I'm here now.
Also Resident Evil 2.
Alright, so I bought, I've been playing the newest SamSho at work sometimes with some people, and it was alright, but I mainly picked up SamSho 5 on Steam, and that's when I played a whole lot of that game.
5 or 5 special?
5 special.
Okay.
But yeah, that game's fantastic. I love the fucking audio design of that game. So much better than the new one. And, but I really like the new control scheme for 6 a lot more. I feel like...
Oh, you played SamSho 6?
Yeah, the newest one.
No,
Whatever the new one is.
That's not SamSho 6. That's Samurai Showdown. SamSho 6 is an actual video game that came before the new one.
and the special one for that had like pretty much
Yeah,
everybody.
SamSho 6 has everybody, plus anime Andrew Jackson.
That's fucking hype. Anime and...
sorry, what?
Yeah, I need
Yes,
some
one of the
background.
characters in Samurai Showdown 6 is named Andrew, and yes, he's based on Andrew Jackson, and yes, he's a fucking Shonen anime character. He's got a
Right.
bayonet, he shoots fucking eagles.
That's fucking...
It's dope
That's-
as hell.
What?
It's so cool. Y'all ain't seen my boy Andrew?
Oh my god.
American character.
Bruh.
For real, what the
I know,
fuck?
right?
Dude.
And I thought G was American. Like, what the fuck?
Only Japan could make out of this world American characters. They knock it out the park every fucking time.
It's so good.
And like, we can't do that shit. I'm disappointed in our country. How many characters in American games shoot eagles from their bayonet
That's a
rifles?
good point.
0.
0.
Oh, he's American? Give him a gun. But that gun also shoots eagles.
It's
I'm totally fine with American
Bruh,
stereotypes.
it is
I am
so...
I am
It's so
too.
good.
It is so on the nose. Like, you shoot the eagle, then like you do this little follow-up where like he does like this moving forward slash, and the eagle gets bigger.
Oh my Oh my god, that's fucking
This
dope.
character is so dumb.
You're
And like
objecting with
Growing
freedom.
projectile.
when the new Sam show was announced, I was like, yo, they need to put Andrew in this shit because America's not ready for him. They need to see. Everybody slept on Sam Show 6 because it wasn't 5 special. That's fair. But Andrew needs to be in season 2
That'd be fun.
for the new Sam Show. You can't use him one time. He's so fucking cool.
He looks to be great. I like all the characters in that game. Like, their designs are really cool. I like to see that guy.
If you got some free time, or like during the podcast, if you're not talking, Google Andrew Samurai Showdown, and like you're gonna look at his design, and you're gonna be like, Jalen was right. This nigga's anime as hell.
An anime American. That's kind of wild.
Yeah. But fucking Nakaruru, Ukyo, These guys are.
I deal with Ukio.
Ukio's fantastic.
Ukio's fucking love, bro.
Ukio's everybody's favorite character. I still prefer Yoshitora.
Bro, he's sick the entire game. That just means, like, if this man was healthy, that's an immediate buy-in for everybody.
Like,
See,
this,
but, like,
yeah, this
here's-
dude's got bad TB. You know what I mean? He's got the worst tuberculosis anyone's ever seen.
Yeah,
And
he's
still
the
fucking-
reason why the series can't advance further. Like, every other Samurai
holding
Showdown
it.
game takes place between the first one and the second one. And because in Samurai Showdown 2, Ukio actually fucking dies from TB. But, like, Ukio is such a popular character, SNK was like, we can't not have Ukio in the next game. So, Samurai Showdowns 3 through the fucking new one all take place before 2.
Because they have
Like you thought Capcom's bullshit with Street Fighter's timeline was dumb. Samurai Showdown's got that shit beat because one character can't fucking dies.
I like that they kept that because I mean knowing nothing about that, I picked him up like, oh, this is the coolest guy here, in my opinion, and was like, this is great, and turns out he's the best guy, and I understand why. Even his mechanics are really fun to fuck with, like the fact that you can backdash into his fucking like spinny fucking
Tsubamagashi?
That is the craziest shit ever. I love trying to practice that because it like stops projectals and shit.
It stops everything.
Yeah.
As soon as I learned that, I was down to just
like
only
lab.
play Ukio.
Yeah. But other than Ukio, I like Nakaruru a lot. I'm one of those guys that's like, everyone's playing this guy, I want to pick up someone else just in case. Nakaruru is the other one. I like throwing the hawk out because I'm a zoning piece of shit. You all know this. I like throwing shit out, making people think. It's fun.
I mean, any character with a bird just sounds dope.
Yeah.
already.
Yeah, exactly. It's just there the whole fucking time. I really thought that game was fantastic. If I use my PlayStation often, I'd probably play that instead of MK.
This man's kind of fucking wild.
Are you watching a video of him right now?
Yeah. This man's not even holding like the bayonet like a bayonet. This man's holding it on his arm, like around his shoulder, as if it's like
A rocket launcher?
No, like he's holding it as like it's like a
missing
Dow
the
or
flag.
something.
Oh my
like he's
God.
ready to hit you with a big slash, and it's just a bayonet on the end of this gun.
Andrew is cool as hell.
Oh my god.
Like everybody likes the titty maid from Samurai
Bro,
Showdown
it's
6
missing
because
the
like
American
titty
flag,
maid.
that's all it
Yeah,
is.
I know,
But-
right? Imagine if he had
Andrew
an American
Jackson.
flag just coming up
Yeah.
his back.
All I'm saying is, if
It's
Samurai
most
Showdown
American
came out for
style.
PC, I'd buy that
Right.
instantly.
Okay. Well, good to know that the cliffhanger is no longer here. So
Yeah.
thank you for that.
Closure.
Thanks for giving us the conclusion to the Eat and Play SamSho.
All right, this was nice, guys.
It's already heading out.
Yeah.
You're getting a Stormy Cloud for this week too.
Alright, I'm head out.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was fun.
So going into some news topics that happened that were FGC related, not just FGC related, but video game related. The VGAs took place last Thursday, right, or this past Thursday?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So Super Smash Bros. Ultimate took home Fighting Game of the Year. Honestly, kind of expected it with the popularity that surrounds that game.
Didn't it also
To
take
be
I
really
don't know
honest,
if it
I
was
expected
expected.
MK to take it.
I
don't know if that
have
was
misgivings
expected.
about that category, but
Yeah.
But then again, like the fact that even Jump Force even existed in that category.
Yeah.
Just
Oh my
makes
God,
me just
dude.
suspicious
The fact
about
that
the
you guys-
entire
You-
thing.
You
Yeah.
so I mean, obviously you two weren't there, but we joked with Ian on the way back to like our
Oh
desk
my
from
God.
They
lunch.
told me Jump Force won. Like all three of them are like looking at me. I'm like, it actually won. Like I thought it was like real because all of them were like standing there. But nah, they fucking memed the shit out of me.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it. I would have broke down
Yeah.
laughing. I would have.
I was trying so hard not to
laugh.
laugh,
Yeah,
but the
yeah.
minute he made his smug face like he was disgusted, I just started. I was
not.
almost in tears walking to
that
my
reaction was priceless.
That was so
that
good.
that was genuine disgust.
If any one of you guys broke kayfabe on that shit, it would have been. Okay.
Oh my god. Yeah, no, that was fucking
I think
good.
Brandon like joked, Jump Force won. I was like, what?
What?
Why?
You were like,
I was so
it was so good.
I'm still salty that Jump Force was in that category.
I agree.
And
Wait,
not
and
Kill
not
la
You're
Kill.
Power
wait, whoa,
Rangers.
whoa, whoa! You're telling me you're hating on Jump Force, the best fighting game to ever
Look,
been
look.
graced on our presence on our Earth in this entire universe?
How
Look,
dare you.
Elijah, I appreciate you, but Kill la Kill If came out and did that game
Excuse,
so much better.
excuse you,
Battle for the
Arc
Grid.
Sys lover. You don't understand.
Arc Sys didn't even make that game. That was made by a different company. Thank you very
You know
much.
what? I see
Episode
Arc
4,
Sys
the
when I
gloves
turn on
come
the
off.
game. Arc Sys made it.
They
And the
published
fact that they didn't make Jump Force means that Jump Force is a better game.
This man's about to walk out with his own Jump Force comics. He's like,
Yeah, he's gonna be a DLC character this point.
Look, I was just mad that I had to watch Leffen meme this for an entire month. He changed his profile picture to Jump Force. He keeps constantly doing daily tweets where he's like, I hope you guys are recognizing your favorite fighting game, Jump Force, is about to win the
His
VGAs.
fucking picture on Twitter was Kaiba, right?
You know what? I bet he probably unironically likes Jump Force more than Smash Ultimate.
There were people that legitimately voted for that.
Yeah, I know.
Like, they're just posting up on Twitter, like, by the way, guys, I'm doing this. This is not a joke.
I was afraid that it was no longer a meme after a while. I was like, I hope we didn't all turn to the dark side.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
I feel like that was all the black people who like shonen anime. Like I feel it in my bones. It was all black anime. Fans.
Oh wait, you said Trunks is in Jump Force?
There you go.
this man voted 7 times when he heard that.
Yeah, I made 7 separate different accounts, dude.
Yeah.
When you get to play as Yugi, how is it not giggly?
Yeah. Your Final Flash ain't got shit on the heart of the card.
I'm gonna trample this bitch.
Yeah.
Fuck your Kamehameha, I got fucking Mirror Force.
Yeah.
Yo, Charlie, what wins, Ultra Instinct or Mirror Force?
Mirror Force.
Mirror Force.
What do you mean?
Hey, Brendan, can you see your keys real quick?
I should be downstairs.
Down here?
Yeah.
Go, what was I going to say? Oh, because I remember when me and my friends first seen they got announced for Yugi got announced for Jump Force. I was like, so this is gonna be kind of lit, but I still don't know how I feel about this game. My friend immediately after seeing that looked to me and said, "They need Joey."
Yeah.
Kunai with Jay.
Exactly.
Hey Yugi.
Hey Yugi.
Time wizard.
Time wizard.
Yeah, congratulations to
Appreciate your time,
Smash
wizard.
for winning Fighting Game of the Year, though.
Where's
Yeah.
Baby Dragon?
I'm mad that game came out in 2018 and won 2019 Game of the Year, Fighting Game of the Year. Fuck's that all about?
It's
Fuck
the
this,
cutoff date.
fuck this
Yeah.
doing this in December shit. Wait till all the games came out.
See, it's
'Cause
weird to
MK should have
me,
fucking won.
and I made this discussion, I agree with you. And I made this discussion with one of my roommates, and I'm like, I feel like it also depends on how, like, what kind of game they intend to make. And it's very obvious that NetherRealm takes that side of, like, the FGC side a lot more seriously, and they're trying to make the best fighting game.
Yeah.
Nintendo, no. They're just trying to make a fun family experience, obviously, because
Yeah.
you have characters from, like, multiple franchises put into the mix. And I don't
Yeah.
know. But I guess, like,
Smash wins because
No.
it has all your favorite characters.
Yeah.
yeah, but I
And-
mean,
Yeah.
that's been Smash. And if it's not already obvious with how they treated the Smash community, like during like Melee and Brawl and
Yeah.
Smash 4's time, but they're like, no, you can't stream this. We don't want to embrace this as like a fighting game.
Yeah.
You
For
know,
them
I
to
don't know,
win
I just-
Fighting Game of the Year.
I feel like NetherRealm went above and beyond to try to always innovate and upgrade their experience every time they make a new game, and I feel like they have. And I don't know. There's
Yeah. All Nintendo literally had to do was just try a little bit, and they just made a good
I
game.
don't even think it's like they had to try. Like 95% of that game is filled with their own IPs.
Yeah.
They just put more characters in, and then they put like a couple other IPs in there, and then all of a sudden it's a Game of the Year contender. And then on top of that, it won Fighting Game of the Year.
Yeah.
You,
Which is
want to
kinda
know
weird.
what would have won Fighting Game of the Year? Would have been Samurai Showdown, but that netcode is booty cheeks.
That's
So,
good. And if they release it on more than PS4, that would also be
SamSho.
nice.
SamSho to me though is also like one of those niche games. It seems.
yeah,
Like
Yeah.
super neat.
the
Yeah.
pacing for that game is very, very different.
It's very
from-
methodical. And
Yeah.
you need it's all about punishing and
Only
I-
old
I-
people
I-
who can't do combos anymore play SamSho.
Yeah. Yo, the
Plus
top,
Alex Valle.
the
Alex
top
Valle
8
still
of
do
Evo,
comments.
the average age of everyone of the top 8 of Evo is like 33 for
Yeah.
SamSho.
Yeah.
Everyone else was like
They're
20s,
like old.
21, 23, and SamSho's like 35. Is the
Yeah,
average
Sam
age
shows
of top
like
8.
all of like the older FGC heads. Like they just came out the woodwork. It was like, yo, finally,
It was
a
great.
game for us.
That top 8 is legendary. Besides the first guy. But whatever. Anyway. Everyone else there, fucking Jay Wong, yeah, Valle, fucking
Infiltration. He
yeah,
won, right?
Yeah, Infiltration won.
But it just that whole thing reminded me of like what Maximilian said about like Street Fighter Third Strike being like steak when he was comparing fighting games to food.
I mean,
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
a
that
lot of
small
things in that
niche
video I
group.
disagree with, but
I
I
thought it
disagree
was a
with
pretty
Max
solid
all
video.
the fucking time. Like I
Yeah,
hate that
I
nigga's
don't-
opinions
I
on
don't-
fighting games, but it be like that sometimes.
Well, it's because he has a generic opinion, and he does it on
Yeah.
purpose.
He
He
he's a
purposely
very-
goes out of. You could
Yeah.
tell because of how he is with Marvel that he purposely tries to go out of his way to sound generic for that reason. Because he's very biased when it comes to anything Marvel. So like you see it,
Yeah.
but when it's anything
and
else,
like
he
and
tries
like
to
the
be generic.
subs just
his
thank
Marvel,
you for the food, daddy.
Exactly.
his
And
Marvel
it's like-
Infinite stuff made me hate
You
that
got
guy.
you
All
got
the
you
stuff Marvel
guys.
Infinite.
You guys are closing your minds because this big influencer is telling y'all to no, don't do that.
Yeah.
All these other games are great too.
It's like the build up.
I did agree
this
with
game
him.
looks great.
I did
I
agree
can't
with
wait
him
for it
with
to come out.
Marvel Infinite though, because like I think that game is fun. Thinks that game is fun.
And then after
It's
he
like-
shit on it after it came out, he
Yeah.
was like, "This game's great. I can't wait." And then it came out, and he's like, "I didn't want to. Yeah, I know it's kind of bad. I didn't want to tell you. Like, choose a fucking side, guy."
Well,
That's
that's
Like, you get his
that's him.
he
Just
likes it,
yeah. He kind of.
but it's one
It's
of those.
Marvel. Like
I
that's
don't-
why
I don't-
he felt that way about it.
Yeah,
So realistically, as much as he wants to love it, he knows like
yeah.
as
I want to
like
love it too. But
not just the game itself, but as a whole with community wise and how
Yeah.
it came out, it's really bad.
yeah.
But not the game itself. It's bad.
He-
It's
he-
that everything else.
He had he made it a real talk video for a reason because he wasn't trying to lose subs. Saying
Yeah.
he liked Marvel Infinite.
Yeah.
I got 0 subs, so like I like Marvel Infinite. Y'all can suck it. That game is fun as hell,
Well, I
and
think
it has some baller ass netcode.
to be
Yeah.
fair, though, I feel like Max does support at least multiple other fighting games, which I think is also the key
Yeah.
Yeah.
takeaway from that.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if you would lose a lot of subs over saying I play Marvel Infinite because there's plenty of other games that he tries.
I just didn't like the flip flop. I feel like I can't trust what he's gonna say because if it doesn't,
Well-
if its popularity doesn't go the way he's originally said, he's just gonna change it so it fits with the popular.
Yeah, but that's
TV show.
that's why I said like he's generic.
And I get that.
It's
And
not.
I
he
recognize
doesn't
that, and
intentionally.
I don't like that.
Yeah, that's why like to me, I can only take so much of like of his
Yeah.
content. Like I can watch some of his streams, but then there's some streams, some videos where I'm just like, I can just like it's like me when I came over when I was like first competing in MKX and
Yeah.
then rolling over into other fighting games that I started wanting to compete in. My opinion shifted because I understood my learning process was getting
Yeah.
better. My understanding of fighting games was getting better. And then when I watch his stuff, I can tell that he purposely holds back
Yeah.
because he knows the general audience that he follows him
Yeah.
are people who are usually not good at fighting games. They're kind of decent, or they literally have no intentions to compete.
Or they're up and coming into it.
Exactly.
You know
And
what I
so
mean?
Or
I
like
forget
they're
that
like
as well.
Capcom
Or they're
diehards.
or that. Or
Exactly,
that,
and
yeah.
that's probably I want to say
There's
the
a-
main
there's a big
demographic that he
plethora.
had at the start.
Yeah.
So that's why it's like to me, it's like at certain points you have to acknowledge that not all the things that he's saying is gonna be law with
Yeah,
him
yeah.
because he's saying it because he knows who he is and not only that
He
the
knows
fact
where he
that-
is in the community.
exactly. It's like he knows he's like at some status. He can't just say shit
Shit
and
on
just be like, "Oh,
everything.
it's cool,
Yeah,
whatever,
yeah,
brush
yeah.
it off," because he has like 1 million subscribers now.
He has
like,
to limit what he says.
he has to not just go outlandish and just ball the fuck out on Marvel just for the sake cause he has to hold
can't
back and
do
say
that,
he kind of likes it because he knows he likes it, but he has to acknowledge what other people are saying.
Yeah.
He can't just ruin half the shit
Yeah.
that he says.
Yeah.
And
You can't do
that's like half the community at his neck, and I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
being smart, he doesn't want that.
yeah.
So-
Absolutely. I get that.
Yo, I didn't mean for this to turn into like a Maximilian diss track.
No, I
No,
love it.
it's-
Well, no, my original
But, like-
my original whole point was just that like it's similar to how we compared Third Strike to Steak being a very like controlled audience, very niche. It's people who know what they want. I feel like that's SamSho as well.
Yeah.
In terms of
That's
like,
fair.
if there's a smaller audience of people that know what they want in their fighting game, and those are the people that play it.
Yep.
So yeah, not to get too sidetracked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Congrats to
that,
Smash.
that,
My
that,
game,
was,
congrats.
that was my bad.
No, you're fine.
Are you kidding?
It's like I heard Maximilian. I was like,
To be honest,
I need to go.
I got triggered.
to be honest, it would have happened.
Conversation on
eventually.
the podcast, Jalen.
I'm very,
On a
at the very
podcast.
least, I learned that I'm not the only one with that opinion, so I appreciate y'all.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's what we're here for.
And also, I heard you say something earlier. Smash did not win Family Game of the Year. Luigi's Mansion 3 did.
Yeah.
Smash should have won Family Game of the Year to me.
Well, I
Was
mean,
it on
cause,
that
like,
list?
Ghost Dog.
Was it on
the
that list?
Nintendo Game of
Yes.
the Year, like
What?
Luigi's
That's cool.
Mansion 3 confirmed better Nintendo game than Smash Ultimate.
Yeah, that's just
I'm glad that
Everyone
the
was
host
picking-
acknowledged that when he was
That
like,
makes me
yeah,
love
and
that,
for Family
actually.
Game of the Year, gosh, he's like, I think Nintendo has a good running in this one.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm glad he made the fucking joke because that was gonna
Yeah.
be awkward as shit if he didn't.
Yeah, nah.
Were they all Nintendo?
They
games?
have-
They were
Yes,
all.
they were.
It was.
Well,
It was.
who else make
all of
Nintendo
them.
It
games?
was Luigi's Mansion 3, Super Mario Maker 2, Smash Ultimate.
Said other Mario games, said other Mario.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yoshi's Crafted World was up there,
Okay.
and I forgot the other one.
They had to come out
But
with
like
five
it was
this year.
literally like
Yeah.
all Nintendo games.
Yeah.
And
It
yet
was.
Capcom can't get 2 Goaty reps.
Nope.
Can't.
DMC, yeah. Where's DMC5?
I mean, I got best action game. I can't be upset.
I can't be upset
It's
with that
nice.
either. Yeah.
That's
It
cool.
did get
I'm
best
happy
action
it won
game.
something.
Yeah, we were.
It really
fucking-
deserves one.
well, as soon as because we were listening to it and shit, as soon as it happened, I heard him just the fist pump like let's
That
go.
announcement must have made that much sweeter because it was Norman Reedus presenting it.
Yeah.
For me, I'm like, I got to hear Norman Reedus say Devil May Cry 5.
Devil
and
May Cry.
now, now I can die happy.
Yeah. Some other VGA related news that came out, or FGC related news that came out during the VGAs. We got a little tease for Joker for Mortal Kombat 11.
And he
Yeah,
looks
He
so
looks-
good.
He looks great.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So it's funny when I was watching it, I'm like, why is the Mortal Kombat remix track playing right now? I was like, oh, okay, it's 50% off. Now I just hear is this fucking Joker's laugh. I'm like, oh, okay, this is
All the
hype.
saws got littered
Yeah.
on the screen.
And then bam, Joker for Persona 5 just jumped right into his
Oh,
screen. He's
imagine.
also in Mortal Kombat 11.
Yeah.
That's not true.
gonna be
Fucking
hype.
lying. Don't believe
Joker
it.
and Joker.
Yeah, they showed off a little bit of a Joker tease along with Cassie Quinn
Yeah.
for that costume.
Because
She's
what
been-
else?
Oh,
would
she's
you
been
say?
out?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
that-
Like,
that's
what else
good
would
to
you
know.
reveal with? I mean, Cassie Quinn's been up. I'm like, what other skin would you use for a Joker?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They do like a little back and forth with
Jax
that
is
too.
Batman.
Jax is.
Yo.
Oh my god.
Yo, Batman for Combat Pack 2 though?
I
But
don't.
Jax uses a gun.
He's called it.
Don't forget, his dad was Batman.
I mean, you also got to remember, maybe they're basing it off of the Dark Knight, not the Dark Knight. Damn, what was the movie where Batman was just out here fucking shooting people with the rockets?
That
from
was
the Batmobile? Was
the
that Batman v
Justice League-
Superman?
Yeah, that was
That
Batman v
was-
Superman.
Yeah.
Batfleck.
Batfleck.
Yeah.
Yeah,
One,
Batfleck.
one where he was like actually just like launching missiles at people and actually killing them.
Pretty sure.
And like the director had to come out and was all like, "Yeah, no, my version of Batman is he's indirectly killing them, so it's technically not going against what he believes in." Which is like,
Bro,
100% you're stretching harder than Dawson right now.
I know, right?
I could talk hours on end about BBS.
I
Yeah,
can
I'm not
too.
gonna be. I'm not gonna be going there right now.
We'll save that for after the podcast.
Okay.
I kind of go in on that shit. Like I throw it on the fucking stove and I cook the shit out of it.
I'm the opposite. I would actually
Versus
defend
Superman.
Yeah,
what
right.
Zach kind of was saying. So
We'll save.
Yeah. Joker looks hot.
Joker
I
was
was
good.
mad. Everyone kept shitting on him when they saw the trailer originally. But yeah, of course they were gonna update him.
Yeah,
But of
well,
course,
I mean,
The internet is literally just one big knee jerk.
yeah,
They see one thing, they just have to fucking.
it's cool that
Yeah.
they
to
did
be
because
fair though, like from how he looked to how he looks now, I can kind of understand where they were coming from. Like before, when he was first announced, he kind of looked like somebody who would just be in like Joker's gang, like as a body double. But now he actually looks like.
Didn't they
Joker.
compare the original Joker design for MK11 to be like the porn parody Joker?
yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
Like,
he kind
I
of does.
remember
Yeah.
seeing
I mean,
that on Twitter.
The thing that people also seem to forget, and the reason why I wasn't immediately like put off by it, I'm like, this game is literally like intended to give you visual options.
Yeah,
Like no
Yeah.
character has one distinct look. Like you're gonna be able to change how he looks. So I was not concerned in the slightest.
Yeah.
that's the entire customization of
Yeah.
the game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like for fuck's sakes, they designed Terminator and made a skin where half of his cybernetic arm is actually outside of the skin,
So
and that shit
awesome.
looks so fucking good. Like,
It makes a little dink sound too.
Yeah.
Like a robot. Yeah, it goes
Little dink.
boom. Yeah, when he hits with the robot arm, it makes like a metal sound.
Oh, that's sick.
With like everything, it's so fun.
It kind of reminds me of like Marvel vs. Capcom and Marvel superheroes, where like if you were to hit a character who has armor like Iron Man, like it would make a different sound effect versus when you punch everybody else.
Exactly.
yeah.
That same.
But I love
same
that
type
sound
of shit.
effect, by the way.
Great.
That is a good sounding bare fist hitting a robot sound effect.
NBC2 or which
The
one?
NBC2, Marvel superheroes, it's the same sound effect. across all of them.
Shout outs
Yeah.
to sound design. The
For
unsung-
real.
The unsung heroes.
Oh,
Yeah.
sound design's real important.
Fucking
Marvel 3 had an option where you could turn those hit sound effects to the classic ones, and that shit is still there for Marvel 3 when you punch Sentinel. It's great. I love that sound effect so much.
I need to turn that on.
this is my first time hearing that.
Yeah, me
I
too.
didn't know that.
Yeah, no, I hopped to
I
the
love
options.
that
I
game.
saw that. I was like, yo, give me that old school punching metal sound. Hell yeah. Because, like, the new one is like, it's alright, I guess. but like, it's just not, like, I'm very bad at making sound effects, but, like, people who've played Marvel 2 and Marvel Superheroes know what I'm talking about. That's a good ass fucking sound.
Hashtag little dink.
Little
It's little dink, dude.
Can we get a shout out for like Kojima's fucking translator? That man went on like what a whole ass paragraph, and his translator listened to the entire thing and translated the entire thing the way he said.
Jesus Christ.
Like he gave a full ass speech.
Holy
Just
fuck.
sitting there waiting.
As an addendum to that, I want to give a bigger shout out to Akumi
Oh yeah,
Nakamura.
yeah. I agree with that.
Yeah, because I think she even like made like a tweet before the show asking for translators, and I guess like,
They go
nothing worked out, but she went out there like a champion presented.
Nice.
Gotta bear with my English.
Yeah.
Bear. Oh my god.
Bear.
Wholesome.
Yeah, definitely wholesome. So now we're just waiting for Spawn, right? For
Yeah.
Combat Pack 1.
Spawn's the last one.
Yep. I'm excited to see that, and then if the Combat Pack goes on sale, I'll probably get it. If.
Hard
if.
If it's good.
So
I
you're
want
saying there's a
Combat Pack
chance.
2. Do you think it'll be a Combat Pack 2?
Yes, there will be.
Absolutely. Because they'll have
Possibly, yeah. Because how many characters are we up to now for DLC?
This 5?
Five,
I think
yeah.
it's 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
I mean-
Shang, Nightwolf, Sindel, Joker, and Spawn.
Yeah, because unless
Terminator.
NetherRealm
Terminator
comes out and
6.
says "Joke's on you" and Justice 3 happening soon, I feel like they have to at least come out with a few more characters.
They'll
I
do
wouldn't
they'll do
mind
Combat
Injustice
Pack
2,
2 next year, and then it'll be Injustice 2.
I wouldn't mind
For
Injustice
3.
3.
Just 3. Sorry.
I would not mind Injustice 3.
Yeah, like I'm fine with either. I would love a Combat Pack 2 because I love MK, but I would be just as fine with Injustice.
I need them to revamp the game. And specifically, I need tag in that game.
Specifically, I need long-haired Frost in my life.
That too.
Yeah, I saw that picture.
Yeah. Did I show you that picture? Or?
Well, I'm pretty sure I saw him retweeting it.
Yeah, it's
That's
like,
right,
that's
that's
what
right,
I
I saw
Twitter.
it, yeah.
I was like, oh my god,
And I
this
had
is
to.
not real, and it needs to be.
So we're gonna keep with some MK11 news here. They announced crossplay between PS4 and Xbox One. So
That's cool.
yeah,
Wild.
that's definitely
Not,
wild.
not from PC.
Not for PC.
Well, I'm unaffected. But that's fantastic because the PS4 community in MK is gigantic.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes me happy. Like, crossplay is just always going to be good for communities.
Yeah,
absolutely.
The worst thing you can do to a fighting game community is, like, split them by console and shit. Not everybody's going to have all the stuff available. Not everybody's going to just be able to sit there and go to where they can sit there and play these games and come across the same, like, level if they want to compete against somebody.
Yeah.
So,
Exactly.
crossplay is probably one of the best things that they can do for MK11, in my opinion.
Which is good. And
This is the first fighting game in a while that's been crossplay, right? Or is it
To
the
my
first?
knowledge.
for the
There's
past while, the last one that actually came and debuted with crossplay was Street Fighter, and that was from
Street
PS4
Fighter
to
5.
PC.
Okay.
Other than that, KI, I remember having it from Xbox to PC.
Yes, because
It
it
was
when it
Microsoft's.
released on Xbox first, and then they did the Windows 10 update.
Yeah, and then that's
then-
when they enabled it.
Good.
Okay.
And then Those are only games that, off the top of my head, I remember have crossplay.
Power Rangers has a built-in crossplay system. They have like an NT web thing. They have like their own thing, but you can do crossplay on
Awesome.
Power Rangers.
Interesting.
Shout out to Power Rangers, Power for the Grid.
So you know it didn't have crossplay? Jump Force.
Correct.
Not fighting game.
You know what didn't? You know what didn't have good fighting game mechanics? Jump Force. You know what isn't a fighting game? Jump Force.
The Shonen game.
Why are you guys talking about your favorite game?
Shut up,
Because I love it so much that I have to criticize every single thing about it.
Bro, you're about to cut me with your sarcasm.
Crossplay is fantastic. I'm real happy. I hope the netcode stays okay
Yeah,
with
definitely.
in MK.
Yeah.
I'm just happy they did it because now that means I can job to like twice the audience now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sick fucking drop Baraka 2-hit combo. Fuck.
Chop chop. That's all you
Chop
need.
chop.
Yep.
Shout out to DJ
Chop
Teaser.
chop.
Denzel Terry.
All right, so then another piece of news. Jalen, I'm gonna let you take this away, bud. They announced Grand Blue DLC. They announced four characters and the first character for the second season pass. Correct?
Yeah, so I'm gonna just come out the gate saying that how they announced this DLC is super weird. Cause like they didn't even finish announcing everybody for pass number 1, because there's supposed to be 5 characters, and they're like, "Yo, here's 4, and here's a question mark. And here's the first character for the second season." And I'm like, I guess like why couldn't we just take the first guy from the first season and just put him? I mean, the first guy from the second season, just put him as character number 5 for season 1. But okay, I guess.
Gotta be hype.
2 seasons hype.
It's like I don't have any personal actual attachment to Grand Blue Fantasy. just just as a video game franchise. So like them putting that big old question mark is like, I don't know who the hell that's going to be. I don't play Grand Blue Fantasy. I don't like gacha games. I don't like mobile games. It'd be like that, but I'm pretty sure Grand Blue people are actually hell hyped about that. But hey. These characters are doing what other season passes don't do, and we are getting 2 characters in 1 month.
Oh,
so the characters for pass number 1, we getting 2 of them in March, 2 of them in April, and I'm pretty sure the last guy is probably going to be like in May, and probably I would assume that that's also when season pass 2 drops. So like these DLC characters are like just we dropping them. and it's like, yo, how is Grand Blue's DLC better than Smash and Cross Tags?
And
like,
and MK.
It's like,
well, granted, MK they did it on purpose because they said they wanted to work on each character definitely. So I would give them the pass because they're the only ones who actually came out and said that's what they intended to do.
Right.
That's why it takes so long.
Yeah.
But all the other
They're
game
blown up
companies, they
for it.
kind of.
Like especially like with Cross Tag, because like most of the characters are just
paced,
brought back
yeah,
from
they're
other games in the
copy
first
paste.
place. So it's like, why are y'all taking that long to give me Jubei?
Yeah, right.
It wasn't even that. What are you talking about? It was part of like the second character pack for the game.
Yeah, but like he was also in the story mode, so you know.
Yeah,
this
multiple
is-
people were in the
also,
story
he
mode.
also
Multiple
shows
characters
up
were
in
in the story.
Calamity Trigger back in 2009
Here's the
and didn't
thing.
get playable until like 2017.
Here's the thing. You don't fight Jubei in CT. You fight Jubei in Cross Tag.
Yeah,
Still.
you do.
This was before he was picked. You
Yeah.
choose him in the roster.
Mm-hmm.
The same way with
It's stupid.
Yang was the
Same
same
with
way.
Igus and Yang and like, but Bastia, she was also fightable in the story mode, but like not available to pick. So
yeah,
it's like,
unless you got the DLC.
It's like-
Anyway.
what were y'all doing? Seeing stuff like that kind of makes me mad. And like Grand Blue Fantasy Versus is kind of sort of doing that because like 2 of the characters are actually in the game's RPG mode. Chaos Bringer is like, he's supposed to be the main antagonist, and I believe you can unlock him when you finish the RPG mode.
Yeah, that's what it said in the on the article. That
And then the first character for season pass number 2, dang, what was this dude's name? Belial.
yeah, one of those 2.
One of those 2. I'm saying Belial. Who's also like another Grand Blue Fantasy villain. Like both these guys are like the 2 main big bads from what I've heard and seen. And like everybody's super hype over them. And I'm like, cool. Y'all got y'all dudes.
Yeah.
I'm happy for you guys. He's not gonna be like a fightable character, but like he plays a part in the story of the RPG mode from what they've mentioned. So we'll see him in cutscenes. We're probably not gonna fight him. That's fine, because it'd be really stupid because he's not even dropping until character pass number 2. So it wouldn't make any sense if he's just in the game and I can punch him in the face. Then I'll be like, why can't I just have him now? Like how I can have Chaos Bringer as soon as I finish his mode. It's a little weird. A whole bunch of people are like kind of mixed on like how they're handling the DLC, but I'm seeing it as like because they're dropping 2 characters in 1 month, we're gonna blow through these passes hella quick. So like how it's structured makes some semblance of sense, but like at the same time, it's like y'all just came up the gate with like 2 character passes.
I mean,
and like they did mention
never been seen before, dude.
it really hasn't.
Yeah, like they did mention that they were making character passes anyway. So like we knew that this was gonna happen, but nobody knew it was gonna happen like this. You know, the 4 characters that they announced for Character Pass 1, they did kind of sort of go into like what they can do, like a little bit. Like every character has like a 1-sentence description of what they do. Mm-hmm. Like Chaos Bringer is a bad guy, you can unlock him, and that was like his 1 sentence. Dummy Thick Virgil, as I'm calling her, because that's who she looks like. We've only seen her intro. When I see her moves and like she's not doing Virgil shit, then I'll stop calling her Dummy Thick Virgil. But like her intro, she like has the sword to the side, standing profile, just unseats that shit. It's like that's Virgil. That's Virgil's Dummy Thick daughter.
She caresses that handle.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah,
she was like, and now we're at the base.
yeah, it's like that's
yeah, see, you get it. Although her hair's in her face, and that's one very big difference.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Unless she does this shit,
she got to move her hair out of her face.
Yeah, they
get some grease like a shit.
I don't think they went too deep into like what she's gonna do. Then there's 2 other characters after them. We got this karate looking dude who apparently his special moves get buffed when he uses his super skybound art. So I'm thinking his super skybound art isn't going to be like a hit move like everybody else's. It's kind of gonna work like
an install.
Like an install or something like that. Like your dragon installs, your Chie power charge, Nikali V trigger 1, like stuff like that. Where he's just gonna make his moves even better. And I'd like to see how that's gonna work for him. And then we got Vegeta, who is like the female Gran, from what I know. Like she's like the girl main character of Grand Blue, and they said, yeah, she's gonna be a show. So she's probably gonna be really fucking boring because Gran is also like really boring.
Yeah. She also sounds like a Dragon Ball fan fiction character. This is Vegeta, my original character.
I'm pretty sure that D's probably silent. It's probably pronounced like Gita or something. But
Vegeta.
I haven't heard these names spoken out loud. I guess I'll go on Verve and watch Grand Blue Fantasy, the animation, so I can like learn more about these characters and stuff like that. Because I'm not playing that mobile game. You can't make me.
Yeah.
What I know a guy who like tried to talk me into this shit, and I was like, dude.
They do have like a animated series.
Yeah. There's an actual anime. I don't know if it's good.
Guess we'll find out, huh?
But I'm gonna find out.
Guess we'll
They
find
don't
out.
have like a Raid Legends guest character for the.
Yo, if that question mark,
Shadow
if that 5th question mark for Character Pass 1 is somebody from Raid Shadow Legends, I'm fighting somebody. I'm running these hands. But like, it's like I feel like the only reason why they would have that question mark, because like they do know that people who aren't into Grand Blue are going to be picking this game up. They can't just leave it at like some super popular Grand Blue character. They might do that, or thinking they might put in a guest character.
Guest characters do sell.
This is a
Pepsi Man.
Pepsi
Man.
Shut up! Shut up! Y'all gotta remember, this is an ArcSys game. So like,
Pepsi Man.
I think it'd be really cool. It's probably not gonna happen. I'm probably overthinking, but it'd be really cool. But we could have one of the boys, Soul or Ragna, as a guest character in Grand Blue Fantasy. That shit would be tight as hell.
I would not be opposed to this.
So I would think Soul would work out more just because of the way that the art direction is for Grand Blue, because it's kind of similar to Guilty Gear in a way.
And Strive is around the corner, but you run the risk of giving Soul the cross tag treatment.
Let's say, what's the point of cross tag at that point?
Like Grand
Well, I mean,
Because
Guilty Gear's not a part of it,
You're
but at the
crossing
same time,
other series.
Guilty Gear's not a part of cross-tag, but the problem with that is that Soul's moveset in a game like Guilty Gear is already very, like... So, I mean, in terms of Guilty Gear, it's not really as complex, but it's complex compared to what I've seen on Grand Blue, and I worry that if they were to do something like that, you would be heavily watering down what Soul could do by bringing him into a game that's, like, a lot slower paced than Guilty Gear.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I feel like that, if anything, they would probably pick Ragna, just because Grand Blue Fantasy Versus button scheme is basically Blaze Blues, whereas like light, medium, heavy, and then do something cool button. And like, we don't have to have like all the special moves. Like we can just fucking forget about
They'll just
Death
take
Scythe.
just take take cross tag Ragna and just put him in Grand Blue.
And he's going to have 5B, so he's going to actually play like Ragna.
The foot.
But like, it's probably just going to be like some super cool, popular, fan demanded Grand Blue character, and like that's cool. Like I'm like from what I've seen of the character designs, they are cool. I do like them.
Yeah.
So like, just introduce more of that food to me. Give me some more of that food on my plate. Cause like I'm digging what I have so far.
When is that game dropping?
It drops in February
In Japan.
In Japan. So you have the imported PlayStation, right? Or like you could get the.
Yeah, PS4 is not region locked, so like I'm buying that shit.
Okay.
Like
sure.
it's mine. I'm about to have.
Yeah,
I'm starting ahead.
Yeah.
I mean, I had to make a Japanese account.
Pretty sure it's region locked.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not. I'm talking about like
based
I'm
on
importing the disc.
Yeah,
I'm
he's
getting the
getting
disc
the disc.
version.
Oh, okay.
Like I'm not downloading it digitally. I'm getting the disc version.
I'm
probably-
probably
'cause I did that with you,
Still
with
find
Wonder
that
Knight.
work.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm either looking at who's the fire dude?
He is Percival.
Percival and Dummy Think Virgil are probably going to be my two go-tos. I'm thinking.
Medera and Fairy. Fairy, because the pits. I'm just kidding for the meme. No, because she's set play. And Medera, because damn Medera.
All right, so it's funny that you're talking about these characters now, because not only did they announce DLC
they did
stuff,
the
but like over time,
They did the overview shit. Like
yeah, they
that
did
for
like
the
character
characters.
trailers and stuff like that, and it was like if like I remember you were on the fence about like characters in Grand Blue, just Grand Blue as a whole.
Yeah.
And I was like, I hope Elijah's watching some of these trailers
Oh
because
my
like
God.
everybody who wasn't in the beta has cool shit going on.
Have you seen Vasaraga, bro?
Yeah, it was like
He has armor on moves, and then he has a mode that puts more armor on his moves
Yeah.
and enhances his attacks. I'm like, I'm terrified right now.
yeah, like everybody who wasn't in beta. Like if you played the Grand Blue Fantasy versus beta and you thought, everybody's kind of vanilla, wait till the game drops because everybody else has some crazy bullshit going on. Like it's about to be wild. This game's about to be fun as hell. At least I think it's about to be fun as hell. If you play it and you don't like it, that's absolutely fine. But like, they got me. I'm in.
They got me. So.
I'll give it a shot.
I'll give this one a shot for sure.
They'll probably have playable demos at Frosty Faustings 12 and Evo Japan. So if you do happen to go there, give the demo a try.
Yeah,
Give
give
my-
the
give
demo
my
a try
friends a
and
good
do not press the special move button or else you're gonna be at the mercy of those cooldowns. Do commands. I promise you, those cooldowns are fucking non-existent if you do a quarter circle. It's great.
Yeah.
It is the best way
Inputs in
of
a fighting
handling.
game? What is
It's the best way cooldowns have been handled in a fighting game. Granted, this is only like the second example. Because we got, we talked about Rising Thunder a couple episodes ago.
Yeah.
And we talked about our disdain for how the cooldowns work in that game.
Tatsunoko Crosscat popping off over that.
TBC is great. We're not talking about TBC right now. We're talking about cooldowns and fighting games, which Grand Blue has. But like, don't press that special move button. And if you do your supers, make sure they hit, because you're gonna be at the mercy of them cooldowns. But other than that, Grand Blue's tight.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm looking forward to these new
Same.
characters.
Grand Blue and Uni Clear come out both in February, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Uniclear is coming out in the States in February too.
Yeah, I believe
It
so.
should be as an update, and then you can buy the extra character, like just like in Japan.
Yeah.
I think I don't know. Someone said that it might be something slightly different with the Japan version, but from what I heard, they're the exact same. So it's just an update for both, and then you can buy the other character.
Yeah, so you won't
Cool.
have to buy Uni Clear separate. I think you just upgrade Eunice to the new update, and then you could buy Londrecki or whatever the hell the discount Jin's name is.
Londraka, however you
Did
say
you just
that.
say discount gin?
Correct.
Yes.
I see where your feelings lie.
What do you mean discount? What do you mean?
Jin's a discount.
I agree with that too.
A discount of who?
Hakumen.
I mean, I mean, yes, but actually no. Yes, but actually no.
Does Hakumen only use like one ice attack?
Hakumen doesn't use any ice.
Use
attacks.
any ice.
I thought ice.
Hakumen
It's
is
Jin.
look.
Yeah.
Hakumen is a Alolan Jin.
Oh my god.
Jin is the level 1 like grunt, and Hakumen's the level 100 mob boss.
Jesus.
Hakumen is a Alolan Jin, and Susanoo is Galarian Hakumen.
But that's terrible. Hold up. What? No.
Oh my
Charlie's angry.
Susanoo is what you get when you trade Hakumen for Terumi, because they're version exclusives. So you trade them, and then Terumi evolves.
Oh my god.
Pokemon Sword and Fist.
Yeah,
For people who listen to the podcast, I love fighting games. I also love Pokemon.
Oh shit. So Tekken director Harada recently made a poll on Twitter. It's been a while since we've heard anything about Tekken Cross Street Fighter.
It sure has.
Yeah.
I'm mad. I'm mad he made a poll about this, but continue.
Almost.
I'm about to go off.
Tekken Cross Street Fighter?
Tekken Cross Street Fighter. Yeah, almost 10 years ago we've seen anything about it. So he recently had a Twitter poll, and I think the options are fantastic. That he said. So the tweet said, "Let me be honest. What percentage of you are really waiting for Tekken Cross Street Fighter?" And in parentheses, my market view is that Tekken 7 and Street Fighter 5 are selling very well, so there's no opportunity to drop Tekken Cross Street Fighter on the market.
What does he mean?
So here are the 3 polls. So 59%, of course, I'm waiting. 13%. 13% is forget it, whatever. And then 28% don't ask me for shit.
I voted for that.
I voted for the first one. Like, I wanted to say don't ask me for shit for the meme, but I was like, no.
I had to do it for the meme. I knew the first answer was going to win.
I wanted Tekken Cross Street Fighter since that shit was first announced. and like this has been this man's excuse for not releasing this game for years. He was like, oh, I don't know when's the best time to release it.
Whenever.
And like right
Literally
now,
whenever.
like he said, Street Fighter and Tekken are both fucking selling like hotcakes. Both of them are like damn near at their top of their popularity. Tekken especially.
Yeah.
So like this is the time to put that game out. Mm-hmm. Everybody's in the fucking Tekken. Everybody likes Akuma. Well, competitively, no. Everybody doesn't like Akuma. But like before he was top tier, like when Tekken 7 launched and Akuma was in the game, everybody was like, "Yo, this character is hype as hell." Yeah, so like they've already established with both Akuma and Geese that 2D fighting game characters are working in Tekken. So like nobody's going to be mad with how the Street Fighter characters are in Street Fighter in Tekken Cross Street Fighter. Like the stars have already aligned. The planets are like together. You know, it's a leap year next year. I think it's the perfect time, Harada. Stop digging around. Give me this game.
Is it bad that I really expected to pause that bad because I knew he was gonna say Akuma and just pause?
I just had to throw that disclaimer out. Like, yes, everybody hates Akuma because he's really good.
I mean, I fucking love that he's doing great.
I like Akuma in that game too, and he's good. Like,
I've been known he was that crazy. I just was wondering how long it was going to take for people to acknowledge it.
When I saw,
obviously, it took a whole country.
When I saw the fact that he had the super meter in Tekken, I was like, "Yo, this dude's about to be the best character in the fucking game, straight up."
Well, to me, to me, that's not what sold it. Once I found out his down forward 1, how his launching string works, and then the fact that he had FADC cancels.
Yes!
I was like,
yes!
Y'all just wanted the best character in this game. I was like, wait. We're not just throwing Akuma. We're throwing Street Fighter 4 Akuma?
Yeah.
Yikes, y'all just wanted the best character in this game.
I think it's the best time to be. I think it's the best time to be a Tekken fan, and everyone that likes Street Fighter wants a new Street Fighter game. So I think Tekken about Street Fighter would be fantastic.
Right now,
I'm not wrong.
is the best time.
What do you think, Trevor?
I'm just getting constant flashbacks to Street Fighter Cross Tekken.
See, and going back to that, do you think that the less than stellar launch for Street Fighter Cross Tekken could be the reason why we haven't?
That's exactly what happened.
Yeah,
that's exactly what happened. Straight up, like fucking Street Fighter Cross Tekken bombed, and they was like, hey Capcom, remember when you said that we was gonna do the thing where like y'all make a Street Fighter with Tekken and we make a Tekken with Street Fighter? We're just gonna put that in the shelf. We're throwing that right over here.
We'll keep Akuma, but everything else will.
It's like Akuma's gonna be the tech demo, but we're just gonna keep like the whole concept in the shelf. And I'm just like, no, this is the perfect chance for you to make the good one.
Was tech demo intentional? Was that pun intended? Or...
Put my ass on Art Whoosh right now. It's like it's going over my head. Like tech demo, like tech and throws,
like TEKK demo.
Oh no!
God. Charles is already living in 30-20 guys.
Oh my god!
He saw that joke from a mile away. He said, "Oh, he's like, oh, I gotta snipe this one real quick."
I wasn't even thinking of that.
Charlie's on that level
at all. It's like, damn.
Continue.
But like, Harada, stop fucking asking, is this the best time? Stop saying it's not the best time. It is the best time.
There's not a better time.
So we'll go around the room really quick. Obviously, we got Jalen's thoughts. Charlie, would you like to see Tekken Cross Street Fighter?
Charlie doesn't even like Tekken.
I wouldn't say like I dislike Tekken. I just have little interest in it, and that's mostly because I guess I've said this before. It usually takes characters to gravitate me towards a game, and there's not anyone in Tekken that like pops out at me.
You know, not Master Raven,
not Yoshimitsu.
I know, Yoshi. If not Master Raven and Yoshi is like the sword character.
Yoshimitsu was cool like 15 years ago.
He's still cool. What are you talking about?
Excuse you?
He could walk on his swords.
I know, right?
Here's the thing. Yoshimitsu is also not just exclusive to Tekken, and the one this is a minor thing that's always thrown me off about Yoshimitsu, and what bothers me. He doesn't look like a sword character. He looks like someone who was a fighting game character with just fists, and someone just kind of photoshopped a sword in his hand.
Yeah, that's what he.
That's literally his fighting stance. He's just like this, and the sword's like going up him. Like that's not how you hold a sword.
But he's got more sword moves now.
Yeah,
he's got more sword moves now. And if you bother to play him,
horrible.
Yeah, what's that lean back?
Whoa, that is like one of the best unblockable moves in a game. Because everybody sees him hop and pose with the hand, and they're just like, should I press a button? Should I backdash? Should I side? Doesn't matter.
He's just let the sword rip whenever he wants. He's just waiting for you to do
so. Not to get too sidetracked.
Oh no, please.
As a fighting game player who understands the hype behind Tekken and Tekken's, because I feel like Tekken 7 was kind of a resurgence for the fandom, at least from my point of view. For everyone else, I hope Tekken Cross Street Fighter comes out, because it seems like Tekken knows what they're doing right now, and Street Fighter Cross Tekken is well enough in the past that they might be able to make something happen, but otherwise, I'm very indifferent.
Street Fighter Cross Tekken made like so many fucking mistakes. Like it's like if they didn't have gems, if they didn't have like fixed damage normals, like
so
universal
if
across the cast,
they would have made a proper fighting game.
Yeah, and then like it would have been fucking solid because like the Tekken characters in that game are fun as hell.
Yeah,
like they're great.
Oh, also just before I forget, I would also pick up Tekken Cross Street Fighter if they introduced Bad Box Art Mega Man.
He has to be in there. Yeah, they gotta bring it back. He can't just be a one and done.
What about Pac-Man with the mech, dude?
I forgot about Pac-Man with the mech, to be honest. It was Bad Box Art Mega Man and Team Bob Sagat. that I
Yo.
had to play Street Fighter Cross Tekken for.
Bob
See,
Sagat.
Bob
I
said-
never played Street Fighter Cross Tekken, to be fair.
You know
But
what?
damn, I want
You played
you
Bob
do Team
and
Full
Sagat on the
House.
same
That's
team.
fantastic.
Full House.
Those are like
All
two
I
of my
said-
favorite characters.
All I'm saying is this. You and Kyle bring that shit up all the time, and I get mad every time I hear it.
Bob Sagat.
Bob
Every
Sagat.
time I
Fucking
hear it, I
hate
get fucking mad.
What a team.
It's Team Full House.
So, Jalen, we got
Fucking stupid.
we got Jalen's opinions on it. Yes, you've
I
been waiting for
literally
this.
just got it.
Every fucking time. I'm always fucking mad about it.
Bro, I
play
just-
Danny Tanner. I'm a Danny Tanner man.
You got it, dude.
I just want to see Chun-Li in a Tekken style, dude. Like,
That would be sick.
it's
I
gonna
want
be so
Guile.
good.
in
She's
Tekken.
gonna look so good.
That would look
God
sick.
I'm
damn
just
it.
gonna say lightning kicks are gonna suck ass in that game.
Oh,
Unless-
definitely.
Unless if they're super linear, like how I feel like they would be, they're gonna suck
Yeah,
ass in that
yeah,
game.
straight up. But like, I just want to see the Street Fighter characters translated over to the Tekken art style. They're gonna look fucking amazing.
They're gonna look great.
Really, I really wish Street Fighter Cross Tekken didn't come out in the Street Fighter 4 era, because I tell people all the time, Street Fighter 4 is the ugliest fucking Street Fighter game. Like, a lot of people complain about Ken in
I
Street
agree.
Fighter 5. Guess what? That's just Ken. Street Fighter 4 is everybody looks like fucking garbage.
Yeah.
Except for like a couple of the girls. But like, that's like me.
Yeah. Yeah, but no girl looks great. I'm kidding. Street Fighter 5.
Elijah, would you want to see Tekken Cross Street Fighter?
I love Tekken.
Mm-hmm.
I want more Tekken. So yes, of course I'd want it.
All right.
Because see, to me, it's like what Jalen said. Is like seeing Street Fighter characters in that game. That's why like I'm memeing on the fact of like Chun-Li's lightning kicks, because I want to see how they implement moves and how they function in Street Fighter in a Tekken universe. Because fireballs were like, they were a meme as fuck, especially when Geese came out. It was Rapukin is like, it was trash. Then when you see what meter burn Rapukin does, then you're like, whoa, fuck, what? Fireballs exist in Tekken?
Yeah.
I have to actually deal with fireballs in neutral, and that was the thing that where I was like, okay, I need to see what Street Fighter characters can do, because like I want to see all the moves, like what they can be applied to, and like how they can be implemented, because like hell sweeps and like these different type of like Tekken mechanic type moves, those were designed in that universe.
Yep.
So like they function how you expect them to function, and then obviously seeing them in like Street Fighter Cross Tekken, they're just normal sweeps. So like it isn't really, it's not different.
Yeah.
But like seeing like even Akuma's like fucking Tatsu, it's like that shit multi hits on like two sides, and you can sidestep it the opposite side. It's like weak to left sidestep, if I remember.
Yeah.
So it's like there's a function that they created to make it like have like some powerful semblance. Plus, it's like his biggest combo ender on wall combos. So like seeing multiple mechanics, that's just what I want to fucking see.
Yeah.
I just want to see what they do with different characters. To be really honest.
That sounds, yeah, that's
Okay.
fun.
Isaiah, what about you?
To be perfectly fair, I am kind of split on it, mostly because I do remember a time before when they had Street Fighter and they actually tried to initially do the first, 2D to 3D transition. I wasn't
Like
fair-
EX is in the past.
I know. I get it. It's just like I remember at a time they tried to make that whole transition. It wasn't clean in my opinion. But then I also see like the newest Tekken, and of course they have Akuma in there, so I can see the potential of like being able to bring pretty much a specific amount of characters from Street Fighter to it. Like I can see that working.
Also, don't forget Akuma's the best character in the game.
I'm still just kind of split on it at this point, to be honest. Like, if they came out with it, I'm like 105% sure to pick it up. But it really depends on how they implement it, especially because like I also sat there and bought in Street Fighter vs. Tekken like back in the day, and then like the gyms and all that shit just like started hitting, and it's like, yo, I hate this. It made me feel bad.
Oh, dude, I forgot about that game's revenge mechanic. Fucking Pandora is the dumbest comeback mechanic in any fighting game.
It made me feel
And like, I hate Sparking and X Factor, but like Pandora was like, it was Sparky and X Factor, but it had a time limit on it. And if you didn't kill your opponent in that time, you lost the round. Like, your character would just fucking die.
Oh, that's
It
interesting.
was
Nice.
stupid as hell.
Huh. All right.
And nobody fucking used it competitively because it was that bad.
Wow.
Isaiah's on the side of don't ask me any questions.
Yeah, don't ask
don't
me
ask me
shit.
Don't ask me
I
for
told
shit.
y'all, I was that third option.
That's
Don't
not
ask me
Isaiah's
for
shit. Don't ask me for shit. Just give you games.
Ian?
Give it to me, we're done.
So I've played Tekken 7 long enough, and I platinumed that game. I played it long enough to know I do not like Tekken 7 that much.
Okay.
But
Fair enough.
I love Street Fighter, and I love the characters so much. Street Fighter, like what Charlie was kind of saying, there's not a lot of characters in Tekken that I'm like, yeah, I love this guy. But there's
I
a
can't
bunch
believe
of characters.
Panda didn't get you to,
Nah.
to hop.
I hate the fucking bears.
You hate the bears?
Bro, the bears are dope as hell. I mean, they suck, but like they're dope
Whoa,
as
whoa,
hell.
whoa. Ranchu would have a very heavy discussion with you.
He's the only person who plays Panda.
And that's why it
He's
works
the
for him.
only one.
That's
Oh,
why it
but
works for
I
and
hate
then
those
he
kids.
won how many tournaments with
I feel
that
like
fucking
Kuma's
Panda?
one of the few characters that
It's
a
like
lot
he's
with.
like he's like the
Yeah,
MK
I don't
Whale.
time
Yeah,
with-
I'm
not
gonna be
a fan
honest,
of
yeah.
bears. And I get that a lot. I like Roger. Roger did bring that motherfucker back.
Roger doesn't have a perfect attendance record.
Nah,
and that
fucking
shit
Roger
pisses
can
me
stay
off.
his ass at Tekken.
See, that's why I'm not on that same wavelength with the Tekken shit.
Is that the rabbit?
No,
He's
it's a
a
fucking
kangaroo.
kangaroo.
Oh.
Yeah, he's a kangaroo. Roger.
And then Alex, who's
When
a
is Donna coming
dinosaur.
back?
Who?
Dude,
Gone.
Tekken is fucking dumb.
I want Mokujin. They just brought back Mokujin in Tekken 7. That's all I want. Fuck random. Give me
You know
Mokujin.
what the fuck, combat, right?
I would love Tekken Cross Street Fighter because I want more Street Fighter characters and more things.
Okay.
I want Gone back.
I want to see
He's
God.
a-
I
he's
want
a
a flash
manga
kick in
character.
I
Tekken.
don't care.
They
I want a
can't
flash
get him
kick in
back.
Tekken.
Licensing, I don't care. Bring him back.
They can't bring
Make sure
him
Gil's
back.
in
Fair
there.
I
enough.
don't care.
But then again, like they got fucking Negan from Dead or Alive. Walking Dead.
I mean,
DOA, yeah.
Negan from the popular series Dead or Alive.
They both got dead in their name,
Well,
right?
to be fair, you can take Dead or Alive and put it on Walking Dead.
And Ryu Hayabusa's gonna show up in season 10. Just wait.
Yeah.
As far as from what I've heard, nobody even likes Walking Dead all that much anymore currently, and Dead or Alive is still a dead game. So I guess that's where the confusion comes from. They're
game's
both
great.
dead.
Zuna dropping the best.
They're literally the Walking Dead.
I don't know if you guys
It
talked
just
about
hurt you if you didn't make that joke.
Walking Dead
Just
or
come out.
waifus.
The Charlie's just
Oh, yeah.
swinging for the fences with these puns
Yeah.
today.
Yeah, the walking waifus.
How about you, Brandon? Do you want Street Fighter Cross Tekken?
So I'm
Brandon
not.
doesn't like Street Fighter or Tekken.
Yeah.
I tell you, I don't. I just haven't really gotten into it, but it would be another game for me to explore. So I wouldn't mind picking it up at all.
Yeah, we
Oh,
played
just
Tekken
as
a little bit.
an opportunity aside, me and Ian were telling you we're gonna have you play Third Strike.
Yeah, dude.
Oh wait, whoa, we
I would
played
love
Third
to.
Strike?
I would love to
Hold-
get Star
hold up.
Strike in
Third
there.
Strike.
Get some Dudley and fucking Urian in this shit.
You saw I had Third
Oh, yeah,
Strike.
Excuse me before
Oh,
I
yeah.
queue up in here.
No, the kid.
Oh no, you're
After
a
a
player?
You're a cute
after a week of grinding Third Strike, I see my keyboard. Q.
Look at that. Shout out to Gil. I don't know if you guys did you guys talk about Gil in the past few episodes? Be getting announced for Street Fighter 5.
Jalen.
Gil
Jalen
coming
talked
out?
about the champion
Oh,
edition.
yeah,
Gil, oh my god.
So hyped. I'm
Gil?
hyped as fuck for Gil.
He doesn't have any crush counter buttons.
It
It
but
doesn't
that's
matter.
Retribution.
That's why I'm so
Retribution,
hyped.
bro.
Retribution, everything's
My
crush
issue
counter.
with Street Fighter 5, I don't use crush counters. And now I don't need to. I have a character built
I've
for
been
me.
playing Colleen for so long, and now they gave me a character where I can be Colleen and a Firebird at the same time.
That's great.
They're just like, hey, did you want more Colleen? Yeah, sure. Did you want Colleen's boss? I mean, maybe, but here, have Gil. Gil has no crush counters on, but Retribution makes him do 50% combos.
His fucking.
I like how me and Elijah
So,
like
like,
the
they
same
put
characters in
out-
like every game.
They put out a character introduction video for Gil, and that shit is 7.5 minutes long.
Oh,
and
it's
like
so
it is
good.
like that entire video is just a Gil combo video. It's got
fucking
resets,
sick.
mix-ups, 50% combos, damn near touch of deaths. Like he's fucking wild.
Oh,
Everybody's
plus,
gonna be
dude.
mad.
Urian plus. That's what I wanted.
I can't believe that character's like everything I wanted, bro.
Gil is out here doing anime combos.
I know.
Like, in.
man jump medium, falls down the standing heavy into ice pillar, drops an ice ball, and has an ice pillar on the ground for set play. I'm like, what is this character?
What's happening?
Gil is anime as fuck. That's my new main.
And he's blonde.
Oh my god, bro.
Resurrection. Love that guy.
So this happened at the beginning of the month actually, but there have been some concerns from the Guilty Gear faithful about some of the new mechanics that have been introduced into Strive, as some mechanics being like removed. So there was actually a article. Thank you to Elijah for posting that, by the way.
You're welcome.
We finally got like the English translated article. This came out on December 1st, actually. So there are a bit of like pieces of the interview that I wanted to go over specifically because I thought they were the most interesting part.
Give me a refresher because I read that shit like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, so the article head was Daisuke Ishiwatari interview. While protecting the spirit of Guilty Gear, we want to aim to broaden the field of players who can enjoy the game as well. So a little bit of the article. So from 4Gamer, I was able to play the demo version. I felt the game was much easier to play than the older titles. Please share with us why you decided to make such a big change to the feel of the game. So then Ishiwatari replied, for this title, we felt like we needed to appeal to both people that have never played a fighting game and to those who enjoy the modern style of fighting games. Therefore, we emphasize accessibility during development. Then followed up with that, Ishiwatari, you've always had the image of someone who loves traditional fighting games and really puts his own personality into whatever you make. I'll say it directly, but I felt the fact that you are making the new title easy to play is a little bit uncharacteristic for you. So then he replied, the Guilty Gear series until now has certainly been heavily influenced by my own personal image of what a fighting game should be. But because of this, games were too difficult to approach for new players, and for this title we wanted to reset that part and aim to make a game that could be enjoyed by many different players. However, this by no way means that I'm looking to make any compromises regarding the development of the game. I think we need to push that level of detail and depth that only Arc System Works and no other developer can achieve. And I believe that entire staff understands this.
I don't like the word compromise.
So, no, let me clarify, because like I watched like several different videos and people who actually went through proper translations of them knowing Japanese and stuff like that. Most of the things that Ishiwatari is saying, not translated quite 100% like transparent through that. That's more of like a Google page type of translation. So it's like most of the English is right, but like the Japanese of what he's speaking is not all meant in just like direct dialect, like our dialect. So when he's referring to things like compromise and stuff like that, he's not like, from what my understanding was from like all the past like pseudo, I want to say quote unquote research I've been doing on it, is like he's not meaning to just make the game easier. He's trying to make everyone feel like a beginner at this game. Like no one, like it still sounds kind of bad, but it's like in a way he wants people who never played a fighting game and people who are very experienced in fighting games to feel on the same playing level at the start of the game. That's what his main viewpoint. I said I think I grasped from the entire interview. So that's from my understanding. It's not that he's trying to make it easy. He's trying to make everybody feel on the same playing field, at least at the start of what this game is going to be, at least.
Okay.
So, as for most other things, I'm not 100% sure. They could probably be taken with a grain of salt, but there are still most of those, what he says in his comparisons, like later when you get to like the Mahjong and the that comparison, like those are still loosely basically what he says. So
okay,
I'm just trying to like before people listen and just instant hate boner because it's like time for the interview.
Yeah, so I can kind of see why the Guilty Gear fan base would feel that way, because especially they have to start over in an essential way. But then you get newer players coming in, not just into the Guilty Gear franchise, but just in the fighting games in general.
Yeah.
So I see where he's going with that. So another
auto combos incoming.
This game doesn't have auto combos.
You cannot even do Gatlings anymore, so
you have to be careful when the developers use the term accessibility.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, I don't know.
So then,
and I'm pretty sure everybody who did that feedback survey did not put down that this game needs auto combos.
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm worried about that.
So
but like, there's just no auto combos in it thus far.
That's far.
find out.
I don't know why they just don't do the Blaze Blue approach. Or wait, do they have like an automatic / manual?
They
thing?
did say at some point that there was going to be like a stylish mode.
Oh, stylish and technical.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
sure.
that's-
I'm sure
they
they
should
will.
just
I-
stick
I-
with
even
that.
though, like, I feel like-
roll with it.
I'm gonna be.
I kind of feel like Strive doesn't.
Yeah,
even
I was
need
gonna
that.
say that. Like, to be really honest, would it really need stylish?
I
When
don't
you can
think
do
so.
like 4 Fenrir's in a combo and it does like 50%, do you really need an auto combo?
Well, people
that
don't.
clip was so bittersweet for me because
Yeah,
I'm like,
people
oh,
don't know.
damn, that's some damage for
Apparently,
Fafnir. Oh, damn,
Yeah,
that's some damage
it's
for
for
Fafnir.
Fafnir,
Like,
exactly.
That was
but, like,
frightening.
some people apparently just can't do a half circle forward and heavy slash. So like, we're gonna have a special move, but in forward, the special move is gonna be Fafnir.
I hope that's like that.
That's what stylish is. That's what stylish has always been.
I don't need that to be a thing.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I don't need that to be a thing.
So then, going back to what you were saying about all that Fafnir damage during the demo, 4Gamer. Next, please allow us to ask about the gameplay. Compared to the XR series, I felt that damage dealt by players was rather high. Do you plan to maintain this level of damage? And then he replied, certainly the amount of damage dealt has increased, but looking at our data from the playtest, the length of the match has not changed that much from the older titles. That shows that the neutral game and the mind games have expanded.
Man, it's like when you're watching like gameplay and stuff, like especially of like high level players, like they're playing Guilty Gear neutral,
Yeah.
and like the high damage isn't making the match shorter. It's not like cross tag where it's like, yeah, like round start, touch of death,
Akihiko.
It's like it's not a completely different video game type neutral.
Yeah.
Like this shit is still Guilty Gear neutral, so I get where he's coming from.
Which is crazy.
The
There's
thing
a
that
clip-
At the
concerns me,
same
though-
time, though,
There's a
like
clip where Chip is actually walking. Chip walks in this game. He has to actually sit and play neutral. It's kind of wild.
but like at the same time, like
He's
seeing
not
Soul
rushing
go
down.
for wild
No.
throw and then you lose like
You
lie.
75%
I'm not,
of your
I
health.
swear.
Like that's not like wild throw is just I'm gonna grab you and throw you over my shoulder. Why does that shit do so much fucking damage? Like
Yeah.
that throws me off every time I fucking
Yeah,
see
I
it.
saw that too.
It's
and
not
it-
it's not Potbuster where this huge
It wild throws you
3,000. Yes, it wild throws me off. It's not like Potbuster where you have this
damn,
huge
Charlie.
3,000-pound robot man snapping your back on his fucking head.
Yeah.
That makes sense for why it does so much damage. But like Soul just like, come here, bam, all your health's gone.
Don't play me a dumbass tree.
Yeah.
The thing that's worrisome about that though
You
is
landed on the rock.
if the length of the matches remain the same, but the damage is obviously very different, all that tells me is that you're gonna have less aggression in the game.
Yeah.
That's all that can equate to, which I don't think bodes well for people wanting to watch this for hype moments.
Well, I mean, like, there's still gonna be high aggression. Risk still exists in the game, which is the main driving point. From you blocking a fuck ton, and the fact that you know the risk is built up, hoping that they put a fucking risk meter in there.
It's there. We just need to like put a magnifying glass on it.
Like,
Yeah.
that will be the driving force of still aggression being thing. Because if they're basing, like, because there's no negative penalty and stuff like that from what I've seen from most of the gameplay, there's no real negative penalty other than risk. Risk will be the driving point. Because the fact that you know that you, on an opponent you have 75 risk built up, that already turns like your first 2 hits into like damn near 30%. From what the game's standing at damage wise. So realistically, there's a reason to still go in on somebody, especially when they're being chicken blocking and stuff like that. Now you're forced to block like everything damaging, I'd say at least. So not only does it make like grab game and stuff like that, normal neutral like footsies type of things like strike throws and stuff like that more powerful in this game with it being an anime fighter. It gives you more of a reason to chase after somebody because now you make them block like 50 million things. You even make them block an anti-air and they're negative on the anti-air. They're not gonna fall to the ground and then be able to hit you. They're at a disadvantage. You've just been granted the biggest like reason to just say, okay, well now let me open them up. Like, you know, instant overhead, Roman cancel, you've already did like 30%. And you haven't even started your combo. So it's like, there's a reason for aggression still to exist in the game. Hopefully, after watching all the different gameplay and stuff that's been posted on YouTube, that most of the stuff looks like there's a reason to keep being aggressive. And as long as it stays that way, I feel like the game should be fine. But I mean, I can still understand why someone would look at the game and see, well, there's not much of a reason for aggression because like FB is like almost damn near useless other than like getting standard chip in normal game, which really doesn't matter. So it's like there's no, and in Faultless Defense, there's no real reason for like half the mechanics that will play defense, gives a reason for you to act accordingly to aggression. So like I would understand why that worry is still there. But
Bro, they should bring back chip kills.
That's why I said, like, because to me, because for the longest time, me playing Guilty Gear, I didn't know, like, Flawless Defense fought against chip kills.
Yeah.
And when I found that out, I was like, oh, fuck it. I have chip kills? Because that was the whole point. That's the whole point of having meters so you can Flawless Defense.
Yeah, that is exactly what it is. And, like, I remember them mentioning, like, yeah, Strive isn't going to have chip kills. And it's like, why do you guys have Faultless Defense then? Because that is what Faultless Defense is there for. You burn meter so that you don't die to fucking chip. That's why it's there. But it's like, hey, you Faultless D and, like, I guess you reset neutral and build a little more meter. Cool. No. It's not what Faultless D is there for.
Yeah.
It was like, why does, like, this mechanic has existed since it was fucking introduced to prevent chip kills. But you take out chip kills, but you still have the mechanic in there. It's like, why put a jump button in a game where, like, there's no platforms to fucking jump on? It doesn't make any sense.
Jump cancels.
This ain't no action game that needs jump cancels. Like,
No,
for,
like,
like
they're
the
still
example I'm
technically
providing.
they're still technically jump canceling and things like Blade Pool as well.
No, I'm not talking about, like, fighting and jumping. Like, I'm just talking about, like, I'm making a comparison of, like, having a mechanic still in the game despite the fact that the game took something away, which is the reason why that mechanic is there in the first place. Like, Faultless Defense prevented chip kills is gone. Why is Faultless Defense here? Like,
Yeah,
Super Mario Brothers, I can still jump, but there's nothing for me to jump on. So why am I still jumping in Super Mario Brothers?
The top of a Goomba's head.
There's nothing to jump on in this game, Charlie. There's no Goombas in here.
You're just running on a straight path.
Yeah.
Just walking.
I'm just strolling up
The
to
final
Bowser's
flag
castle.
is literally on the ground. All you have to do is just touch it and then just run into the castle.
It's fucking it's Mario Temple Run, except like there's nothing for me to jump over.
Oh my god. Damn, back in 2011, huh?
Shout out to Temple Run.
Yeah.
That's my game of the decade. Right?
Game of the decade. Temple Run.
Oh my god.
But yeah, it's right. Like obviously, me and Elijah and Chuckaroo, we all got some pretty strong stuff to say about like the direction of this game. Like I'm still gonna play though.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've played every single fucking Street Fighter game. I'm used to new games in a franchise doing something different. I don't hate it. I'll hate it when I play the game and I'm like, ew, yeah, this shit feels gross. Like, it happens. It be like that sometimes. That's absolutely fine. I feel like I'm, like, one of the few people who's, like, kind of gets that. Because, like, anytime, like, you hear stuff like this going on, like, yeah, they're changing stuff in Guilty Gear. And you got everybody being mad about it. Well, guess what? Y'all was also mad when Xrd changed shit. You know? It's like, it's Xrd all over again.
Yeah.
It's now a different Guilty Gear. You know? But, like, because Guilty Gear, like, itself as a franchise hasn't changed as much as Street Fighter, I kind of am understanding where this aggression is coming from. Because, like, they've been playing the same game for a long-ass time until Xrd dropped. Xrd was, like, the first time Guilty Gear seen a major change in its systems. And everybody was like, whoa! We can still play plus R, though, right? And then they still play plus R. and they don't fuck with Xrd at all.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, Strive looks like it's going to be repeating the same thing, where, like, people who, like, jumped in at Xrd is like, yeah, I don't like how Strive looks. I'm gonna keep playing Rev 2. So, like, we'll have, like, Guilty Gear splintered into 3 factions now, instead of just 2, where it was with Plus R and Xrd. Now we're going to have the Plus R guys, we're going to have the Xrd guys, and we're going to have the Strive guys. I'm going to be in all 3 of them, because I think all those games are going to be.
Not the bullshit Blazing Boys?
Is that what we're gonna call the Strive gang, the bullshit Blazing Boys?
I would like to.
Sounds like a fucking boy band name, dude.
That's the real Triple B brand.
Yeah. Fuck Big Baller brand.
Bullshit Blazing Boys.
I'm real excited for GG Strive because I'm not good at Guilty Gear Rev 2. And this will probably be a bit easier for me to get into.
Don't worry, Ian. I'm still down for training you in anime.
But yeah, we'll see.
I'm
trying some of them.
I got you. I promise.
See,
I'm really good at teaching people games. Like,
Yeah,
not to toot my own horn
totally
and smell myself.
Power Rangers is a
But,
close
like,
medium.
Power Rangers is great.
Well, Power Rangers is like
That's its own.
toned down Marvel. So
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, I was able to make an easier transition into Marvel 3 because I never played MVC 2.
Yeah.
But I was able to make an easier transition into Marvel 3 and its combos strictly because I was coming from Blaze Blue.
Yeah. Well, that's
So-
because it's similar systems, similar ways like how buttons work.
Yeah.
So.
I tell people all the time, Marvel is an anime fighter.
It
And, like,
is.
everyone wants to punch me in the face, and I'm like, why are you booing me? I'm right.
It basically.
Bruh, Marvel 3 has like fucking air dashes and shit. You can instant air dash in Marvel 3. That game is a fucking anime fighter.
Half of Marvel's fucking characters are basically anime characters.
Yes,
so I agree with
they are.
that.
See, that was what was throwing me off the fucking Power of the Grid because I'm so used to
Everything
Battle for the Grid.
going on.
I'm trying to fucking air dash. I'm like, oh, this game doesn't have air dashes.
I love it.
Okay.
I don't like air dash because I'm not good at air dash. And I don't like.
I would
having to
prefer
block
the game
against
to have
dash.
air dashes, but I feel like some characters would be broken with air dashes.
I hate getting
Battle for the
crossed
Grid.
up.
I'm just thinking about Wonder Woman and Superman. I like because the split thought occurred to me. I was like, oh god, can you imagine NRS games with air dashing or dashing? God, I can't speak. But I'm like, oh wait,
Yeah.
they do have
Yeah.
only some
Yeah.
characters.
You're trying to eat a two-way mix-up you can't see off of a jump two and fucking dive bomb from Superman again.
All I could see was just Superman.
Ian's over there shaking his
When
head
he,
like,
when he said when he goes
I don't
4 2
wanna go
3
back to that.
4
I
2
wanna
3
do that.
breath 4 2 3 jumps up air dash jump two dive bomb. Damn mix up, boys. We really caught that. What is he gonna do on wake up? Is he gonna laser? He's gonna heat beam? Is he gonna watch and respect that? Shimmy, shimmy, shimmy. 4 2 3 breath 4 2 3 shimmy, shimmy. As the great Sage Emma
What's he
said
gonna do
on
now?
his video, you gotta shimmy back and forth to show that you have some brain competence in there, and then respectfully go
Keep
back
the
in
hamster
and
running.
Exactly. You have to show them that
That's
you're
how you do
actually
it.
using your brain to some capacity and continue to 4 2 3 breath. Once
That's
you
how you
see
do
the
it.
easy hit confirm, you just activate your trait and then go into 4 2 3 back 4 3, and then yes, you get a free dive bomb mix up in the fucking corner. Because I'm pretty sure at this point you've gotten him to the corner.
shout-outs to Sage, yeah. I
For
fucking
real.
love that guy.
I, every time I see him and Yipes on a set together, it's always great.
Oh yes.
It's so good.
Him and Tasty Steve is always my favorite.
I like Tasty Steve too.
My
I
arm.
got hella chemistry.
Oh, yeah.
My arm,
Steve, my arm.
Steve, my arm. Did you see the video from Tekken?
Yes.
For Tekken Tour? He said, I woke up with arm pains and now I understand why.
Oh man.
Oh my god.
Shout out to black commentators.
For real. They really are the best commentators, not gonna lie.
What's his name? Di from Smash.
D1.
D1. Yeah.
He's good too. I like I think
Rest in peace.
EE.
Yee.
What?
Where's D1 been, dude?
He's not
Okay,
dead.
so-
That's for sure.
I was like, what?
He's still alive.
No, man, he's just
Yeah.
sleeping in his house right now.
Yeah, probably.
Taking a nap.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go back to GG for a second after that sidetrack.
Yeah, but let's hop back
I
on.
want to have my mini rant that I feel. Okay, so this is partly tied to Blaze Blue, or not Blaze Blue, Grand Blue, because I had the same complaint. So my issue going forward right now is like I don't really care what he said in the interview, because I already know the game should be good, should be expected to be, may or may not actually be. But that's obviously I'm a play first then judge. So my problem is what Arceus has shown with Grand Blue, and I get it because the demographic for that player is like fucking mobile players. So I'm not trying to like throw them under the bus, but they specifically took away a lot of the hard knockdowns in that game because they're afraid of Oki situations and how easier players get used to being, playing on Oki, like Okizeme and Rise Up situations. And it's a similar thing in Strive right now. I don't want to say I don't like not being rewarded, but from what I've played, because I played like MK, Anime Fighters, and stuff like that, I've learned that you should be rewarded greatly for your choice and decisions on the buttons you press, the combo routes you take, and the type of situations you're presenting to have said implications on the situations you're trying to present yourself as a player, basically. The issue that I see with both Grand Blue and Strive, because I feel like MK11 has this issue too, but MK11 dealt with it a lot. I don't want to say better, but in their own way, they gave so many options to wake up so that when you do get knocked down, realistically, you're never really afraid because you have so many damn options. The problem with anime fighters, because this has usually been the big case, is that when you get knocked down, you usually don't have any options. Your only option, depending on the game, is usually to do whatever the super integral mechanic of the block system they have, or block, or just hold a mix-up and throw. Assuming that the game doesn't function like BB Tag, where you basically just get fucking mixed and you don't have a choice. Most of the time, you have to sit there and be rewarded before, obviously granting your mix-up on Oki for said player who got knocked down. My issue with those two games is that they're hindering the reward process of, okay, I'm going through this selection of moves. I use this specific button. I knock them down with this specific button to get that hard knockdown. There's none of that. Especially in Grand Blue, where Grand Blue's, from what I heard, is the meter burn moves are literally the only moves that grant a hard knockdown. So at least in some context, you're granted, as opposed to Guilty Gear. Literally, 2D is the only way to get a hard knockdown, which I kind of don't like that, because that means
every other move, you automatically tech
Yeah,
backwards. Most that I have a problem with.
Yeah,
I like having options to tech because I come from Blaze Blue. We can forward tech on wake up, we can back tech, and we can neutral tech. We can not press a fucking button at all. We can just delay the wake up. I'm coming from there, so I like that shit. And the fact that in Strive, when I get knocked down, I am forced to tech backwards is why would I want to always tech backwards? I'm gonna end up in the fucking corner.
Exactly.
I don't want that. I want to tech through you. I want a neutral tech, so you miss your command grab, and then I blow your ass up. Give me all them options. But Strive is nah, you just tech backwards. Yeah. And it's at least give me a neutral tech option.
I feel like it takes away from the reward of knockdowns, and it takes away from the option of the player who is knocked down.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that bothers me the most.
Yeah.
To add to what you were saying real quick, I also enjoyed the option of being able to read someone delaying their wake up in Blaze Blue and then picking up into another fucking combo because of it.
Yeah,
I like those types of options.
Defensive, like Elijah was saying, a big reason why I love MK11 is the amount of options I get for my wake up and that type. Specifically that I love Oki situations, defending and attacking. It's just fun having to deal with that, and hearing that game might take some of that away actually pushed me away from that a little bit more. Because I love being able to defend myself. That I play more reaction.
Yeah,
I'm not big run in your face, beat the fuck out of you. I like watching you fuck up and being able to work on this.
Yeah, I know, right?
I didn't like that.
I think it's kind of wild that Grand Blue, which is supposed to be the easier anime fighter, doesn't even force you into a back tech every time you're knocked down. You can
still
just not fucking move.
Yeah.
Whereas Strive is you can only back tech when you're knocked down, and that's
it's not fun.
Why?
Yeah.
Why did you make that?
You could get set up easier that way.
It's I kind of feel with with Grand Blue and Guilty Gear is Grand Blue's fucking immediately after cross tag. They were that auto run stuff was stupid. The auto combos, okay, whatever. We just kind of gonna go back to movement basics and shit like that with Grand Blue. And I was cool. I like that. And then Strive is we're gonna take some steps back, and now you just can't fucking tech. And I'm
no.
Huh? so you made the easier game without it being too damn easy. But then the next game after that is we're gonna be a step back from the easy game. We're gonna be sandwiched between the too damn easy and the easy.
What do they define as
easy?
Huh? What are they defining as easy? The damaging combos aspect
they're defining
it's mechanical learning. It's what the game is as a whole. That's what they define as easy. They're trying to lower the skill gap in the grand scheme of what it takes to become a not a high level, but like a mid to beginner level player. They want that gap smaller because you're never going to shorten the gap between high players. Yeah. That's what they aim to do, but that's what they'll never do because that they can't. The mindset is where that comes into play.
Yeah. We had this conversation when I was taking you home from
the
whatever we were doing. Yeah. It was like after we had sushi and stuff. Like me and you had this conversation because, and like this is something I wanted to ask everybody in here. Ian asked me a really good question. He asked me if like we're in the golden age of fighting games right now, and I said no. And this was one of the things that I was actually talking about because, like, you know, every developer is trying to like make this closing skill gap thing, but like they're not doing the right.
I'd say we're more like we're in a renaissance. We're in a testing period of where everybody
Capcom renaissance.
Like we're in a testing period of what most able fighting game like developers are allowing to actually change their styles, do different things, innovate on things that they may not even need to innovate on. Yeah. We're getting more than what we would expect we can get, as opposed to like back in the day where it's like once the arcade cabinet goes out, you can't do shit until a new one comes out. Yeah. Now they have that chance to just throw out a game into the wild. They go, oops, we fucked up, and then change it. That's not something they've had access to. And that's what the past, I want to say, 15 years-ish has been like.
And that's why I think this is the time where it's like, no matter what game you like, in fighting game, whatever you're looking for, you can find it, and I guarantee it'll be great, and it might even be updated real soon. You know what I mean? Like, there's something for everybody if you're a fighting game fan right now.
So yeah, which is true.
I mean, I feel like I'm slowly running out of good anime fighters to play.
But that's
my.
But that's all the ones coming out. Yeah. So like, I agree with you though.
Look at all the ones coming out right now. Like we talked about like 2 or 3.
It's like that stuff is cool, but like I want more Blaze Blue. I want more units. I want more stuff like those games. Yeah. And like Arx is making it very abundantly clear that they don't want to make those games anymore. I've read so many interviews with like both Daisuke and Toshimichi Mori. But like Toshimichi Mori straight up says a couple of times that he made mistakes making Blaze Blue. And I'm just like, bro, no you didn't. Blaze Blue is one of the most fun fighting games I've ever played in my fucking life. Because of like everything that you can do in there, how diverse all the characters are, and like the fact that he's saying that shit was a mistake is like...
Cross tag was a mistake.
It's like, do you really not think you did a good job making
I wouldn't say cross tag is the mistake. I'd say the perception of what they were trying to achieve with cross tag was the mistake.
Yeah.
Because what they were trying to do is lessen the barrier but open the floodgates for players, and what reality that's not what they got. And that was the unfortunate part. Because like, I mean, let's be real, the tightening mechanic, the soul hole mechanic of cross tag is the cross burst mechanic. That is the most dynamic shit for a cross game with 2 characters where you can fuck up someone's day for just existing with another character on the screen. It's literally more broken than Soulstone in Infinite. Because you're not actively just having another character in there. You can now actively have that character. You guys are both doing more damage. And you can switch between the characters. And you can now cancel. And your supers do more damage. That is the whole point of the dynamic of that game being mechanically demanding. The issue is that they didn't expect that to be the sole force of what pushed it, and unfortunately, because high level players be damned, that's what the thing that caught on, and that's the thing that pushed the game, and that's why they didn't get the results that they wanted. So now it makes it look like all they did was sold a cheap, easy game that high level players are obviously going to be dumb good at, because the mechanic to abuse is so easy to abuse. Well, and low level players don't understand why it was easy to abuse.
The problem with that though is that I feel like the key thing between low level players and high level players is the want to get better or the need to.
Which is why they don't ever tap into that.
That's what I was telling you.
I don't agree with any element of trying to create more accessibility, because all you're going to be doing at the end of the day is affecting the high level players that actually care about your game.
Yeah, they're going to be able to do all that shit even easier.
Well, but when it comes to making something more accessible, I feel like a lot of the times, what makes the higher level players even better, or at least like some like the higher level mechanics, get affected to some degree.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like developers need to just stop thinking about the low level players that might drop the game within 1 to 2 weeks, despite how accessible they made it, and start thinking about the high level players that actually dedicate the time to explore the game. Because if you're just going to be taking away high level shit to try to make it more appealing and more accessible, you're taking away from your core audience, which affects the game. Which what you were saying earlier, BlazBlue. I honestly, out of most of the fighters that I've played, BlazBlue has been the most consistent, and to me, it's probably one of the best ones because there's not been a single. Because everybody looks at series as like Street Fighter, Marvel, whatever, and they can always find their
favorite one.
Well, the favorite one or like the odd one out.
Yep.
Like people look at Marvel and be like, "Oh, dude, I love Marvel," but Infinite's kind of garbage. Yeah. People look at Street Fighter, and I know a lot of people are like, "Oh, but I'm not Street Fighter 5. Third Strike, I'm all about it. 4, let's go in. But 5, There hasn't been a single BlazBlue where I felt this one felt off for me. This one felt garbage. Ever since Calamity Trigger, they've just been stepping it up and upgrading, and it doesn't feel like they were ever taking anything away from me.
The only thing they took
until
away was
cross tag.
The only thing they took away was guard primers, but guard primers needed to fucking go. But that's my opinion. I didn't really like the guard primers.
Me being a Ragna player, I was more than happy to destroy all those guard primers.
Oh no! When I played Ragna in fucking Continue Shift Extend, I was also doing that shit too.
Dead Spike coming in hot.
Yeah, exactly. But like that being said, I also like having friends. So thank you that guard primers are fucking coming.
But yeah, I don't know. I just that was just me adding to what you were saying because I feel like BlazBlue hasn't done that, and I don't count cross tag. So yeah,
which is fair.
It's like this was the exact what you were saying is the exact same shit I told Ian in the car. I was telling him making these games easy isn't going to get people in. Yep. It's the drive. They have to want to play this game. They have to want to get good.
And you get that from good mechanics that are late game generally, ones that take you time to learn and get better at. Because it's not if it's too easy and you learn everything real quick. I don't want to fucking play that. And no one's going to do that.
It's the same type of appeal that these like the Dark Souls games have.
Yeah.
Like those games are getting toned down, but they still have such a wide audience. The satisfaction I got when I first completed all of Ragna's 10 challenges on fucking Calamity Trigger was unreal.
Yeah.
That put me to the next level of wanting to commit to fighting games. And I feel like that's what developers lose sight of when they think of accessibility. Like, no, if a person wants to get better, they will. And dumbing down what they enjoy about the game isn't going to help bring in other people. So
shout out to Trials.
Yeah, dude.
Shout out to mission modes.
Shout out to actual practice modes.
Dude. Some people will like even like go as far as to say like in order to get the new people in and keep them in, you got to have like additional shit like your story modes, additional game
modes,
or
characters,
stuff like that.
Arcade.
That's where like that, and this is where like my dynamic with like NetherRealms goes in, is because they're able to provide that, but their problem is that they're so indecisive of what they want to be accomplished in the fighting game that they don't know what they're doing. That's why you see like a legit, you've seen a 3D era, and you've seen like MK9, then you see MKX, and now you see MK11.
Yeah,
literally like
they're all different.
If you did not see Mortal Kombat slapped on them, you would think they're all different. And that's the issue, is that they don't know, well, even though their drive is to make the best fighting game all around, not just mechanically, but as a function, as a whole, like story mode, mechanics, play, single player content, training mode, all the things that come within a fighting game. They want you to buy MK and just love the entire disc. Not just love when you see a top 10 bracket, or a top 8 bracket, I mean, or like, you know, pools, or just watching your friends play and be good at it. They want you to be able to like play story mode and just fucking love it and gush over it. They want you to be able to like customize your character and feel like, damn, this is like my Sindel, or this is my Sub-Zero. And that's what I think the other games lose sight of, is that, which to me is mind-boggling, that like even the fact that like Ishiwatara even goes to the lengths of saying that they're trying to do certain things with the mechanics of GG, which is the point, is like, but yet you're side by side making this with Grand Blue. Literally that entire story mode is a fucking RPG. You're making a whole ass game in a fighting game. That's gonna sell the game.
Yeah.
But then you go to GG and you say the thing you need to do is to take things away from it? Like that logically does not apply, because most of the people who are gonna pick up Grand Blue, I'm gonna tell you right now, they're gonna walk into that Best Buy and Walmart and go, wait, I heard this shit has a whole ass RPG story mode. And then at the end of that story mode, they're gonna be like, damn, do I like fighting games now?
I feel like Grand Blue's RPG mode is like the one thing that's doing that shit right. Because like, you know, every time we see people say fighting games need more story, more single player content in order to get the casual players to get in and stay and be all like, damn, I think I might like fighting games. I'm gonna take the next step and get good. I find issue with that argument because fucking BlazBlue Central Fiction has a dearth of fucking single player content, and nobody bought that shit except for people who already like.
But then you have to think of it though. How often or how much was it advertised? Because most of BlazBlue, from my life cycle of me even being a fighting game lover. And when I first found BlazBlue, when I first popped in like Chronophasm, I was like, "What the fuck? How is no one playing this game?"
Yeah.
Then when I realized, like, legit, the first like trailer I've ever seen for like Central Fiction was a year after the game was announced, like, and came out. Like that's to me where I'm like, oh, but like the minute Crosstag hit, they realized where they fucked up, and Crosstag gets nothing but promotion.
Yeah,
that was the issue.
Yeah,
if they did not they didn't acknowledge their baby even fucking existed, and that was the issue. Yeah, which I'm pretty sure they're hopefully learning from.
Threw it away into Crosstag.
To add to that, it also doesn't help that BlazBlue's story is not one of easy comprehension.
Exactly. It is like
it took me 5 games.
It is like
to
up there.
understand
It's
what
up
the
there
hell
with
was
fucking
going on.
Dark Souls types of logic, where you're like, damn, I really got to go this deep to find shit.
Maybe.
And the story mode's in the game. That's another thing, which is also hurts because if a like I don't want to say it, I want a dumbed down story because I'm gonna be real. NRS has dumbed down stories, but they have more universe that exists beyond that story mode that you see in, and that's what usually holds in people who love Mortal Kombat. Where I've met a lot of people who love Mortal Kombat, but then I sit down to play with them, they don't want to fucking play me. But that's the reality, is because they love Mortal Kombat. They don't love to play the fighting game, and I think that's the issue is because they're afraid that that's what happens, is that someone sits down, they enjoy the game, and they just like they don't want to get good. Which the idea is not to have them get good, it's to have them want to love your game as a whole.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's where NRS is kind of like shaping their game, where I know more people who love MK11 to even just play. Even when I'm sitting down there and playing, I'm like, I'm not a terrifying person to play against. But I know when they see me wave dash at them, they're fucking terrified. Because they're like, wait, that's a mechanic? But they're still enjoying playing the game. And that's the problem. There's so many other games. And I mean, GG had me at that one point too. Like when I first played Revelator, I didn't know what to fucking do with Elfel. But I heard Elfel was broke, so I was like, fuck it. That sounds like my type of character. She's zoning and she's broke. Let's do it. I didn't understand what the fuck I was doing. So I obviously dropped the game. But then Rev 2 came out and I got hooked. Because Rev 2 gave me more of an insight of, look, there's more. And then we're giving you more characters. But that was me as a fighting game player falling for that. It's someone off the street who sees that, they're not going to fall for that. That's the problem. They're trying to have that person. But the problem is they keep thinking it's the mechanics. They're not understanding that it's the game as a whole. And when they realize and acknowledge it's the game as a whole, fighting games on just average will be 10 times better. And I'm not talking about like GGPO and like training mode mechanics. I'm just talking about just pure experience. Like, the most magnifying idea for like anybody fighting game is like literally watching Moment 37. They want to recreate that moment for themselves, but not the moment itself, but the actual feeling that it brought to both the players, the audience, everybody who was hyped about that moment. Fighting games don't capture that now because what they're trying to do is trying to get you just hyped about seeing shit, not about seeing the hypest thing you could possibly like recreate in your mind, which is 95 what fighting game players want. So with that being at odds of what the developers are trying to find for what's good for the player base, not the player base who are already lovers of the game, but the people who are going to be the player base, the people who are just now coming to the conception that, wow, Guilty Gear, I've never heard of that. That's what they're having at odds with people who already love the game. They don't know what works, which makes sense. Because it's really fucking hard to like make fans who are already like in love with the game and replicate those same fans and people who are like, I'm afraid of fighting games because I don't want to get beat up, but yet they go on COD and sit and just get they get their shit pushed in by someone who's damn near better at a simpler game. Yeah. And that's the problem. Is they don't know how to capture that magic. And I think it mostly has to do, in my opinion, is the single player content and the aspect of how it's approached. Which is why I think Grand Blue is probably like that gateway, and like NRS has always been that like bubble. I just don't think it's because Mortal Kombat still comes with that stigma of the fighting game knowledge. Grand Blue doesn't come with that. Yeah, it's versus, but like they have a whole ass RPG game in that game, and like a lot of semblance to the mobile game. So hopefully with that stigma not fully there, it opens that gate. But I think developers need to realize that that's the thing that they should be aiming for, is that as a whole package. I just don't know how long it's going to take for them to get to that. And that's what I'm worried about. And that's what makes me worried about, like, Guilty Gear Strive. Fuck, it makes me worried about Injustice 3. People were complaining about Deadshot being a thing, and I'm going to be real, I'm probably, like, the odd man out. I love fighting Deadshot. You know why? I play Wonder Woman. I have no way to get the fuck in on you. I can only parry, my parry's slow, and I have to walk you down. But you know what happened when I walked your ass down? I made you fucking hate life. Because it taught me to do that.
Yeah.
I have video evidence of that with my Atrocitus.
Yeah, exactly.
One of the best moments in playing Injustice 2.
And that's the
walking
thing.
down a Deadshot.
You just have to give them a reason to feel those moments. And I think, like, there's some steps that have been taken to that. Like, I didn't even know this, but, like, in the Street Fighter collection, like, there's, in Third Strike, there's a whole how to parry list, and Moment 37 is the last one. That's really good to get people who never played fighting games to be like, oh, fuck, this really happened. They go and look it up, and then they practice it, and they go, what? I can do this too? That game doesn't take any of the mechanics away. It doesn't show you anything crazy. All it does is just teach you how to parry. And it's just a parry, how to parry, like, trials, where it just teaches you how to become the best at parry.
I wish there was more things like that.
Yeah, like, now, does it do that for you? Probably not. But the idea is there. And that's the starting point. And that's the whole point, is that you're trying to capture that moment. Until they acknowledge that that's the moment that they need to capture, is the idea and the conception of loving the fighting game as a whole. I don't know if we'll ever have fighting games or fighting game moments like that. And that's what I'm afraid for, at least for the games that come out. Especially with Grand Blue and the direction that they're taking that game. I didn't like it so much, but to see that they're taking away mechanics and ideas and, like, you know, Oki tools and choices in that game, it makes me wonder who they're actually trying to make the game for.
Well, you also got to keep in mind that this is, like, the first Grand Blue game, and they're making it for Grand Blue people. Like, they're not removing anything because there wasn't anything to take away. They're making a whole brand new fighting game.
But it's the idea of fighting games. They took away, like, 95% of the Oki that I seen that was in the beta. Like, a lot of the characters' options and, like, a lot of characters' knockdowns and stuff like that. They're taking away stuff like that. And that's that. I'm not talking about, like, the game as a whole, like mechanics that game has to offer. I'm talking about ideals that fighting games have presented in game. Like, I'm all for change, but if you change the whole idea of how I play a fighting game, which is to not learn the game, but to just understand the character and I'll be good, that sends less of a message to me, as I see where you're going. I have no issue, but that sends more of a message to a newer player where they think, well, if that's all it takes to be good at fighting games, and other fighting games don't offer that, that's where the issue starts to lie. They get really skewed perceptions on how a fighting game should be. And I'm not saying that one developer has an idea how a fighting game should be. It's just that there's a conception of what we want fighting games to play as and just feel rewarding. When they stop feeling rewarding and they're more of like smoking or eating sugar, where it's just constant just conflicts of you feeling good. And that's what these games are supposed to be leaning to. That's the issue. And that's what I'm hoping they acknowledge that's the wrong thing. They shouldn't be just constantly rewarding. But that's just me. That's like my opinion. I've been on this for ever since I even started playing MKX. And MKX is not a good teacher to teach you what a fighting game should be. But damn, it gave me a good perception of what I think can make or break a fighting game. So hopefully they move forward with the idea of being more rewarding to the player as they learn and not making it easier for them to be good at it.
So where I come from, with stuff like that, is my thing is I feel like that there should be multiple different fighting games of different types of skill levels and stuff like that. And from what I've been seeing, especially recently with a whole bunch of more recent fighting games, is everybody is trying to make an easy fighting game. So it feels like every fighting game on the market is now easy. When that, I don't feel like that should be the case. You can have your easy games. You can also have your hard games. You can have your games
I would argue about that.
Smack dab in the middle. I want more of that diversity because stuff like that existed before. Like Super Gem Fighter is a really fucking easy fighting game. Battle Fantasia is a really easy fighting game, but at the same time, those two games came out alongside stuff like Blaze Blue and Street Fighter Alpha and Third Strike and Fatal Fury. Like, back in the day, there was way more fighting game diversity compared to kind of like where we're at now, where like everybody's like, we all just want to make an easy game because we're trying to get people in our game. It feels like everybody's doing that. Some are doing it more extreme than others, but like, I've been noticing a trend with like newer games and like some of like the older legacy people are like, yeah, I don't want to play this shit because it's just fucking easy. It's not what I remember.
And that's not just with fighting games in general. That's like every genre of game that's been coming out lately.
What's to even add to that, because I feel like this is actually an ironic example to use for that. Smash Bros. That's like one of like the that was apparently titled the best-selling fighting game of all time, and that is a game that has not fucking changed its formula for the most part. I know Melee players will have something to say post Melee, but at the end of the day, like the formula for that game rarely ever changed.
Yeah,
and even going from Brawl to Smash 4 to Ultimate, things were just added, and you had the icing on the cake was all the characters, and that game sells like fucking hotcakes. Other fighting games are taking an opposite approach to that. Well, Smash isn't even really trying that hard, yet they're fucking up there racking up the cash. So,
yeah,
like I don't know, it's interesting.
Yeah, I agree.
I just want more diversity. Like, I'm cool with easy games. I'm cool with hard games. I just don't want every fucking game to be easy. That's my problem, and that's like the kind of trend that I've been noticing. And like, it's been like hard for me to enjoy some other games, like, which is why like I fight for Marvel Infinite so damn much, because like the only accessible thing that they tried to do with that game, besides like change how tagging works, which I think is actually kind of for the better, because I'm not trying to deal with 3 characters and assists a third time in a fucking row. Well, not because like I have a problem with it, but like I feel like if you keep doing the same thing over and over again, it kind of makes it a little bit harder to sell. Except for Smash. Smash is weird.
Well, I mean, it's accessible, and the characters, and again, the icing on the cake is what brings everyone in.
Yeah.
On top of it being accessible, while not taking away most things from the players that put more effort into the game.
Yeah, it was like the only like simplification that Infinite did was we're going to change some of the DPs to a double tap down motion, which that shit's fucking weird. But like, there's still like a whole bunch of crazy advanced tech you can do in that game, and like it's legit hard to do. And when you finally learn how to do that stuff, it is super satisfying and it feels fucking amazing. And like, you know, that's one of the reasons why I fight for Marvel Infinite so much, because like that is like of like the past like 3 years, that is like the one fighting game that came out. We're going to exclude additional versions for Xrd, because like that's just the same game with extra stuff. That is like, in the past 3 years, that is like the one new fighting game that I had a fucking blast playing. Like, I didn't like anything else. I didn't like Dragon Ball. Didn't like Cross Tag. I don't fucking play Mortal Kombat, but y'all already knew that. But like, that's for different reasons. It wasn't because like it felt like simple. I just don't like Mortal Kombat. That's where that is. But like Arc Sys was one of my favorite fighting game developers, and their recent things was like, I'm not having fun with this shit. But like Capcom's over here is like, here's Marvel Infinite. You do some crazy ass bullshit in this game, and like I learned how to do that crazy bullshit, and it was fun. And I was like, yo, I haven't felt this shit since fucking Central Fiction and Xrd. Like, damn, this game is fun as hell. And like that's one of the things like where I come from, and I guess that's where my like opinionatedness on fighting games is coming from. Like I'm always on Twitter seeing people dunk on Capcom fighters. They're like, yo, Capcom's fighting division fucking sucks. But like my thing is, out of everybody trying to make an easier game, there's still stuff in there in the Capcom fighters that makes them kind of fun. And like, they're not as bad as everybody's saying. Y'all niggas ain't even fucking looking at Arc Sys right now. Y'all letting them get away with murder. And I don't like that. Meanwhile, everybody's on Capcom for making like some bad PR mistakes. That's absolutely fine. I will not defend their PR mistakes, but those games are fucking fun. I have a lot of fun playing them. That's my opinion. You feel free to disagree. I'm not going to hold it against you. If you don't like Street Fighter V, that's cool. If you don't like Marvel Infinite, that's also cool. Everybody's not going to like the same game. Yeah. But like, I don't think they're crashing and burning as hard as the competition. Like, especially in the direction that Arc Sys is taking their games, which is like, this is like, Strive is going to be like the 4th time they're trying to make a fucking easy fighting game. And it's like, this is the 4th time in a row that they're doing it.
Yeah.
And,
Say
and, like,
cross. I thought
and,
cross
like-
tag was the easy fighter. Yeah.
And like
Not
that
doing
shit,
it
that
again.
shit's like just kind of like just fucking, it's just breaking my heart. Cause like, I liked all their games. I like Battle Fantasia. I like BlazBlue. And I like Guilty Gear. And like 2 of those, like Battle Fantasia is fucking dead. I really wish they brought that shit back. That game's tight. But like BlazBlue and Guilty Gear are going in directions I don't like all that much. Like I'll still play Strive. Because like that's not going to the cross tag of extreme of simplicity. So I'm cool with that. I'll just have to fucking deal with automatically backtagging all the time. That's fine. At least my characters can fucking walk, you know. But like it's just rough seeing stuff like that, you know.
Yeah.
But it breaks my heart. Capcom's out here crushing it, and like their games look ugly, and they have terrible PR, and that's why everybody hates them. But like the actual game is fun as fuck, at least for me. Now, if you play those games, you don't like the actual game. Cool.
I mean, I agree. To be honest. Because I even went back to Street Fighter, and I've been playing it for a little bit, especially now because Gil's about to come out. I have fun with the games, especially when Infinite came out. Infinite was like one of the only tag fighters where I felt like, damn, I could fall in love with this game. But the problem is like at the time I was looking for a game to compete in with a big player base, and let's be real,
Infinite did not
even
have
on launch
the
with
player
people who
base.
loved Marvel, even in like
wasn't
places
there.
where Marvel was huge, their player bases were falling like, instantaneously.
Yeah.
And then that game died, and there's no additional support for it, which like
It was
But-
instantly gone.
well,
The
it's
moment
like
all the season pass
it-
characters came out.
yeah, it's like if that game just had more of a chance to like add characters and shit like that, it'd probably be in the fucking Capcom Pro Tour.
Yeah.
But like, you know, the PR did its damage. The game's ugly. Everybody didn't want to fucking play an ugly ass game where you're playing as functions, and it's like, bro, that breaks my fucking heart. Why'd that have to happen? Because this game is fucking awesome.
I mean,
And like now it can't like evolve because it's dead. Capcom's not making DLC and shit for that anymore. We're not getting more balance patches.
One can hope with Capcom having kind of a renaissance everywhere else that might hopefully serve as some good foundation for a future
Yeah,
crossover Capcom game.
they just need to steal artist art style, and that's really it. and not do crossovers with Marvel.
To be honest, I feel like they just need to take their own approach from their own perspective on their own games. Because every single time they tried a perspective with a game with someone else in mind, it's been a fuck up. Street Fighter V being the only one where they didn't, and it was their own fuck up, but it was more of a perception of people on mass didn't have shit to do, where it's like the minute that shit hit, competitive fucking sales went out the fucking roof. That shit was blowing up both at Evo, every single tournament you've seen it at, Frosty's Faustings, fucking EDC, everywhere you've seen Street Fighter even be a bracket, it had players.
Yep.
But the issue is that it launched with literally nothing. It was only
It
training mode.
launched nothing for the casual people.
Yeah, that was like the idea, and that's the problem is they didn't know how to convey like, oh look, we're gonna have shit, and they never said anything. They legit just launched the game, and then like 6 months later say, oh wait, and we're coming out with story mode. That's not how you're supposed to, especially alongside with MK and Injustice,
yeah, exactly.
with all these games that come out and say, look at our story mode. They show highly profiled trailers with their story mode because they know that's what people are going to look at first. And then Street Fighter says, look at our characters. Yeah, your characters are amazing.
Banana hair Ken.
Yeah.
and then they look like shit, the characters.
Banana hair Ken and who else?
It doesn't matter. I don't know.
Exactly.
That's the meme.
He's
You want to
the
pop
only
in?
one.
Hold on.
He's the
Do
only
1.0
one.
Street Fighter right now. We'll laugh at all of them.
He's the only
There
one
are
who looks that bad.
There's a plethora of clipping issues with every character.
Well,
Can
clipping is bad, but like
Can
I'm
I-
going like
Clipping's
purely
an issue.
from like a design standpoint.
Yeah.
Ken is the only one who looks stupid. Everybody else looks fucking great.
It's
And then
like
you play
looking in a
the
mirror.
game. And then you play the game and like the
It's
colleagues'
like
dreads are
looking
going all over
in
the
a
fucking
mirror.
place. But like they should have never used a fucking dynamic. They should have keyframed all that shit.
Yeah, they should have made a better visually looking game.
They should have did what they did with Doctor Strange's cape and Marvel and just keyframe fucking
Or-
everything instead of just making that shit just.
Or they
keyframing
could've just made him have
Macaulay
better.
sounds
Yeah,
like a
he
nice
didn't need to have
The fact that he has
Yeah.
5 costumes where he has better hair,
Yeah.
and his base
Impressive,
costume
right?
still has the worst
Yeah.
hair, that
First
boggles my
launch,
mind.
Yeah.
They could have just changed that.
I didn't buy it immediately. I was still casual. I was still like in the half mark. I wanted to get more into fighting games, but not really. And I wanted something else in the game for me to play. I wanted to play Street Fighter V for a while, but I'm not gonna get bodied a million times in a row online, and survival mode's not. That's not even the game.
I feel like that's. I
Hey,
feel
once
like
your
that's
God's your friend on Facebook, just hit him up. Say you want to go a couple.
Yeah,
Yikes.
yeah. But no, yeah, this is
your
when the
dummies.
game was dropped.
Just
I love
fucking
Street Fighter
bring
V.
that ass
I love Street Fighter
Ken
V
player
now,
running
but-
in my face doing command run.
The
He don't
thing
even
is,
got
like-
brains, and he's sure Yukin's on wake up while I'm trying to meet him. What type of shit is
Yeah.
that? Get that ass
It
man.
only
Ian
had
needs
pretty much
flowchart meta
local
players.
and online.
Ian's gonna show up to the next
So it only
podcast with a
had
Covenant
local and
jersey. Just
online.
wait.
And online netcode is fucking bullshit. Because literally the
Fucking
first time I
Covenant
picked up the
jersey,
game,
goddamn.
I spent like a day and a half trying to get online and having issues. And that's like from the second day I bought the fucking game.
Yeah.
I took that shit back.
Oh, that's
I
Street
don't blame
Fighter.
you.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
blame you.
Fucking Street Fighter 5. I bought
See, I
that
held
shit
it-
the
that
second
netcode
day.
has
And
much
it's
to
like-
be desired, but it's
Yeah.
not fucking SamSho. netcode.
First
No,
year,
it
first
was-
year, I held it out for the long run. I really wanted to be good with Mika, and then just after a while, the internet, like the netcode, really started to fucking get to me. It was after the first year though.
Mhm.
So like season 1, after that, I couldn't fucking touch the game. So which, to be honest, I think that game has one of the worst fucking netcodes, especially because it's rollback implemented, and they didn't design it to function like most rollbacks how they're implemented now.
Yep.
They were focused more on the delayed aspects of rollback and not the rollback aspect of being able to recycle the frames and reuse them. They were trying to just make it to where it would function like delay with rollback in mind, which is not how you're supposed to design rollback.
That's late.
Yeah, their whole perception was, because every fucking company in Japan believes in that they should only work in-house things. It's like a I forgot what they call it. It's like a code that they go by, that if it's not made in-house, they don't feel that they should add it to their product. This goes for like almost everything in the industry, like in any industry for Japan markets. Their issue is that they looked at rollback and they seen how it was implemented, how it was designed, and they thought, well, they can make that, but they can make the delayed netcode better with rollback in mind. So what they did, because essentially what rollback is delayed netcode, but with the rollback features like just slapped right on top of it.
Yeah.
But it functions and is designed as if the rollback is the manpower,
If it's
and
part of it.
delayed is like half of the, okay, look, we need to get you back into motion type shit. So like when it recaptures frames and it goes and resimulates those frames and it puts it back in and drops and it replays, Street Fighter doesn't do that. It goes delayed first, slows down the game, and then it takes that time that is delaying the game to cycle the frames and then re-implement them, which is the problem. That's why you see where it's jumping, and then like some cases where if you watch Sam Jam's one of Sam Jam's videos where he's playing, I forgot who the other dude he was playing, where they're playing it's almost like they're playing two separate different games, where one of them was playing Akuma, one was playing Sakura, and the other one got grabbed, the other one got hit with the jump kick that Akuma landed, and it just Sam Jam's scream, it cycled back to where he was getting comboed instead of landing his grab. And it's because exactly, it's because it's running off of that delay first, then roll backing when it gets severe. Yeah, which is not how you're supposed to do it. It should be roll back first, and it shouldn't even be delayed. Delayed shouldn't even be carrying any of the fucking weight. Delayed is only there to like reconcile like issues where, like, say you're in like a King of the Hill, like on MK, where someone leaves the hill. Of course, the connection's gonna set itself back because it's disrupting the connection. Someone's disconnecting from the main server, or not really server, but like the connection band, which is what the players are on. They're supposed to just fall out, and it's gonna set the game back, but then it sets the game back in motion from the exact instant which it stopped. As opposed to Street Fighter, where Street Fighter literally fucks up. It tries to do that, but in a normal game. And that's where
while it's still going
exactly, which is not how you're supposed to implement
it. When it figures out,
and
it's fucked
up.
That's
and then that was the issue why now when you see ArcSys goes, we're a little decisive on it, it's because they seen what Capcom did. They did not see what other developers did. They seen what a fellow Japan studio was doing. And said, I don't know, it didn't work out for them, which they had no idea what they were trying to implement in the first place.
Yeah.
Because they said they had the idea, but you clearly see that they didn't.
And it didn't work.
Exactly. And that's the issue. That's where we're at with fucking, like, netcode and shit. Because it would be better if they would just suck it up and just fucking do it. It's free. But they don't want to do that. They really have that pride code in place where they're like, it's gotta be made by us. But the issue is,
that's unfortunate.
How do we want to make it? And that's where they're at. They don't want to make it. They want to make their own, but they don't know if they can just make their own.
Yeah.
So
it's a lot of work for that. Yeah.
Exactly. Especially when like it's funny because like how a lot of people are commenting on GG. They're just like, why can't they just throw it in and stuff like that? Like, I mean, I felt like that too at first, but then when I thought, wait, have you guys ever seen what like Dragon Ball and like Guilty Gear looks like off plane? Like when you're not looking at it in 2D, it's the characters are not full free form. Well, Strive they are now, but like most of the characters in like Rev 2, they look distorted and stuff like that because that's how their art style works. So when they're made and their engines designed like that, and you're trying to implement rollback on top of that, and it's already designed for the netcode that they have. It's like having floor plans for a building, and you're getting halfway up on the first story, comes to the second story, and then you're saying, let's change it so that the structure functions like this. But when the bottom function is still weak, Yeah. You can't change that until you break it entirely down and then rebuild it up. And that's where they're at with Shrine. Yeah, and that's where they're at with Shrine. I don't know if they went the lengths to try to implement it, because obviously Ishitari, in the interview, he said that they're at odds with half of the developers who are working on the online think that they should have done it or they should be doing it, and the other half are just like they don't think it's worth the investment to even go towards rollback. It's kind of like at odds. More people are obviously for just keeping it in house, staying delayed because delayed works for them.
And it's easier.
And they already usually design the game with that in mind.
Copy paste code.
Exactly. Like the code for like what goes for online something, they slap it down to like this. We already knew how it's going to be. With rollback, they have to change it.
Yeah, they have to do a lot more work.
And that's, I mean, to be fair, I get it, because from a company standpoint, especially as artists are, they're pumping out like game after game after game. Like at least in the past year and a half, they are well to think it's taking quite a risk to just do rollback. But at the same time, it's like you want your player base to enjoy your game.
Yeah, I don't know if they test it in a game like Guilty Gear though.
I don't think they even have yet, or even probably have plans to, which is the scary part. Because like you want that shit to work. That's what gets you to play online. Yeah. So, I mean, where it stands, I don't know. I just hope that it gets thought about at least, so they try to implement it at least in future games. But like where it stands right now, it's seeming like just MK and like KI and like Marvel Infinite, like they're gonna be like the only games. Yeah, Skullgirls too. Because I knew I was forgetting one.
Like shout outs to Skullgirls. Like not to cut you off here, but like when you were saying that like Japan doesn't take shit from other companies, especially if they're not in Japan, is like that just made me think of like all the cool shit that Skullgirls does. Like I am still mad that no other fighting game reads 360 so that you don't jump when you're going for a 360. Skullgirls has that, and it was cool as hell because that made my command throws with Sarabella a legit mix-up. Right? You didn't know that I was gonna do one, but I fucking did it, and you ate that shit. Mm-hmm. And like no one stole that. No one stole that.
Which is crazy.
We are still having fighting games where, like, when I go for a 360, I fucking jump. I have to buffer it in a normal in order to do it. It's like
I'll jump first and then do it.
Skullgirls, you don't even gotta fucking move. Like you just stand and then 360. It's like
no one stole that shit. Walk down with Sarabella. Holy fuck!
Nobody fucking stole that.
Swing around, pop. Mad. You're like, wait, what? SPD while walking? That's unheard of. You have never fought a Sarabella in your life, huh? Nope. Shows.
Damn, shout outs to Mike Z. He got tired of being predictable with his Tager 360, so he was like, you know what? In my fighting game, we just not gonna have that shit. And nobody stole it from him. Fuck.
Good rant on netcode, guys. Hella sick.
I had it was coming out.
Netcode's important.
You mentioned concerns from GG Faithful about changes made to Strive, and it just went into fighting games kind of low key suck.
Yeah. He's like, damn, I really love fighting games, but
it's like these new ones is making me question if I love fighting games still.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah,
I still think Grand Blue's gonna be like my most fun game that I'm playing because I had a lot of fun with that video. We'll see what happens when it comes out.
As long as I could do setups with Metara, I don't fucking Like Fairy, I already know they're gonna exist because of how her projectiles work with Metara, with those butterflies, and then she can enhance them and they explode on the screen. And plus, she has that like fucking despair orb like Hilda. I was just like, oh my god, I love this character.
Yeah, I saw that trailer and I was like, Elijah's probably like nutting right now.
I fucking loved it. I loved it so fucking much. And then her character design, just let's not talk about that. DeviantArt's already done enough. So let's be real.
Here's hoping Strive takes that feedback that they were getting at the last Arc Reload thing that they were doing to heart.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
at least let me tech wherever the fuck I want. I don't want to tech backwards all the time. That's it. That's all I want. Well, I'll deal through faultless defense being fucking dumb, but like let me tech wherever the fuck I want. Give me that at the very least.
Well, there will be new playable demos after Guilty Gear Strive at Frosty Faustings and Evo Japan. Wonder if they'll add Faust to the demo for Frosty Faustings. That'll be interesting to see.
Probably.
It seems like the best time to do that.
They'll probably do that, and then they could introduce.
I would like to see what the fuck he does, like in Strive systems and stuff like that.
Yeah,
there's certain characters like when you learn how Strive is designed, and like when
I'm really afraid of how like Millie and fucking Dizzy are gonna work in that game.
Yeah, or like Zato 1.
Yeah,
it's like what are half of the characters?
All these fucking Oki fucking monsters. Like, what do they do in a game where you really don't have real Oki, except for like one button? Like, I mean, even Dizzy, like her Oki comes from 2D and into like usually projectile stuff, but like that comes from, you know, a string of other combos and shit like that, and you know, more hits than just, you know, just slash into heavy slash. Like, if that's literally where it goes, like I can't just slash heavy slash in 2D. I have to do something small 2D, and then I can't even throw out a projectile, or even like the projectile even matter, or even like, you know, go for the random what you call it, the ice pillar into fucking whatever, and they're just like back teching instantly off of that shit. Where does my fucking Oki go? Like, what do I do? And then
alpha players are also going to be trying to figure out what
exactly right.
It's like
when do you throw a grenade? Like like what do you do? It's good. They're teching up. The grenade has no significance. They just jump away from that shit now.
Yeah.
like I have to be throwing out a grenade while actively pressing a button that covers that option to hope you don't jump. That to me is mind-boggling because she can't do that shit right now. So what the fuck is she gonna do in that game? So
we'll find out.
Yeah, we'll find out. So at the end of the decade coming up, boys. You know, 2019. We're 16 days.
Wait, what?
Yeah, the end of the decade, man.
Yeah.
The fuck?
2020,
yeah,
bro.
It's
and actually, it's not the end of the decade. All right, we're going into 2019 too. The sequel to 2019.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you very much.
Bullshit Boogaloo.
Bullshit Boogaloo.
Bullshit Boogaloo.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah.
2 or whatever.
No shit.
What was that game we talked about earlier?
End of the decade.
End of the decade, 2.
It's the end of the decade.
Well, hey,
2020
Brandon,
is 16.
Yeah.
What were your top 3 fighting games that came out during the decade?
Man, so like I said when we were going over our fighting game stores, I really didn't get into it until like 2016. But the 3 games that I put the most time into,
Dragon Ball Cross Tag and Ultimate.
So Cross Tag.
Damn.
Cross Tag.
with it.
Cross Tag is actually incorrect.
Really?
Yes.
Ooh.
MKX is actually my
Oh
third.
fuck, that's
Oh,
right.
damn.
I totally forgot.
Wait, MKX was your first fighting?
No. Well, traditional fighter.
They're
Yes.
top
Oh,
3.
sure.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for traditional fighters, Mortal Kombat X was the first one that I actually put a lot of time into.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know.
Look, I love the game, like, in a weird way, because it lets me play, like, my character and let my character do dumb shit, but, like, for everybody else, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It let me play a zoner very aggressively.
Yeah,
Okay?
yeah, right?
I didn't live until I ran into your face with Kenshin.
Yeah. Like, I played MK9, but I was only casually with my friends in his fucking garage. But like getting into MKX was definitely the first one, and then obviously Smash Ultimate, being like the only game that I competed at Evo this year, and then just Dragon Ball opening up the floodgates for fucking me getting into other fighters. So yeah, those are definitely my top 3. Ian?
For me, my top 3 of the decade, well, I guess the very first fighting game that I like really, really liked, MK9 for sure. That was this decade. That game was fantastic.
I feel like there's gonna be like 3 of us right now.
Oh yeah, MK9 definitely in that. Another one, Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. I bought the first one when that one dropped, like real quick. That OG Marvel, no Virgil shit. Beautiful game. Loved it.
This man seen the comb back and then the swords get summoned and he said, "Wait, I don't fucking like this game. This isn't Marvel. This is the Virgil show."
They added a devil, a lawyer, like tons of shit. I don't know.
Marvel versus Virgil 3.
Yeah.
No, NBC is mostly Virgil combos.
Yeah.
Excuse you guys, it's called Zero May Cry versus Marvel.
Exactly.
You right?
I played.
Oh my god, them zero combos.
We don't talk about lightning.
Wait, did you see the blaze? Did you get the flashbacks of the blaze and the hands crossing and then seeing the second clone? And then now you're just seeing moons.
Lightning loop.
All I can see is myself being stuck in a fucking corner and fucking.
All
Can I drop now? No.
Shout out to Kyle Bella.
Stop.
Omega
die.
XF.
Yeah.
I'm trying.
Oh my god.
Fucking being a casual fan playing Marvel vs. Capcom 3 was fantastic. I picked up every character.
Nice. What about for your third one?
My third one, that's a hard one though, because I would like it to be a more recent one. Smash would probably be my answer to that. Smash Ultimate, generally because I think that might be the next fighting game that I really want to fucking like dig into and try to actually be good at.
Yeah.
And I think it's perfect, that game. Like in an actual standpoint, like if you want to do something that you can, I think. And the 3D space, the movement in that game is so different compared to these other fighting games.
Oh yeah,
this platform fighter. Yeah. I like it. It's fun and it's different than what I normally did because I didn't play Smash years ago. I played Smash 4. That was my first one. I was ass at it.
Yeah, you know it's alright. You weren't missing anything with that one.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
Fine.
So like, this is great.
Well, I mean, if you made Sonic, you had yourself a blast.
Yeah, I had a great time.
I was a filthy Sonic and Greninja man in Smash 4.
Yeah, Greninja was awesome in Smash 4.
Did we really just went like 3 minutes with mentioning Smash 4 and everybody just decided to forget about Bayonetta?
I mean, like,
yeah.
I don't think
I was
Bayonetta
gonna
needs to be
mention
mentioned.
Charles.
I don't think she needs to be mentioned. We already know, but like, nobody was fucking with the back throw kills from Sonic and Smash 4. Like, I missed that. I'm mad they took that shit away from me.
I'm happy Cloud is not as strong anymore.
Yeah.
I don't like seeing Cloud win.
I'm unhappy that Cloud is not as strong anymore.
Limit should last 30 seconds, damn it.
Incorrect. Limit should last forever and
Thank
be
you.
used when I feel like using it.
Thank you. You're absolutely right.
Because
everybody cried too damn much.
See, what they should have did with Limit is not make it build up over time. It's just that you have to build it up and then you get to keep it.
Mm-hmm.
I would have been okay with that. But then that's me saying that because when I played him in Smash 4 with all my friends, I know how to build shit up because I played fighting games. So I'm like, the minute you get distance away from me or run away from me, I'm going to build that shit up. The minute you start running to me, cool, chill. That's your fault for not, recognizing what the fuck I'm doing to you.
Yeah.
Hey, look, learn. That's what I got to tell you.
I'm just happy Snake's back.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the overall feel with Ultimate is I'm glad X is back.
Yeah, I'm so glad X character came
I'm glad Sans is back.
Yeah.
I think he did the throat thing.
I'm throwing finger guns at Isaiah because I want to hear his top.
Yeah, I'm actually curious of yours.
The decade.
For the decade.
Wait, before he answers, does the game have to come out in this decade?
Yes.
Yes.
That's the point.
From 2010 to 2020.
What was your favorite fighting game from 1990?
I'm not asking for him.
Mine's is KO.
I'm not asking for him. I'm asking for me. But we'll get to me, and I'll ask my question.
Let's see. Favorite fighting games. Probably for me, I'm actually going to start off with Mortal Kombat 9. Mostly because to me that was pretty much like the one in the long series for Mortal Kombat games. Of course, you tell by the fucking name. Yeah. But for me, that was basically when it actually blossomed into like the fighting game community. Like it's something that basically got past just the whole Mortal Kombat Armageddon trying to do the hey, everyone's here before Smash Brothers, and then it's just like that game was fucking trash. But if you didn't play it,
it was a trash can on fire to be.
Yeah, it was really bad.
If you didn't play it,
that's the Sub-Zero. That was like the Sub-Zero caution. In reality, it was like sick as fuck, right?
There were a few of them where he actually looked sick.
I would highly agree that
like,
any 3D
Deception
costume
and all that
from Sub-Zero is good.
I'm just thinking about MK versus DC.
But all I'm saying is
Coochie
that-
Copter.
Can I change my answer to that?
Oh my God.
Sorry, we didn't mean to toxic
Yeah,
up
yeah,
your
yeah.
Sorry about
wholesome
that.
speech.
But no,
I
like,
apologize.
it's just because seeing that game, I looked at the previous game and like one of the main things that pulled people to it is the fact that it had a fucking kart racer. Like,
That's the one that had the kart racer.
Yeah.
I was trying to remember which Mortal Kombat game.
I
had the
prefer
fucking kart
Deception
racer.
because, like, I like to be very, classical and formal with my approach to fighting games and playing chess to beat your ass.
yeah,
But hey.
I mean, all I'm just saying is like, if you're playing chess and you're a real good fucking Scorpion, you use that one piece and take everybody. But
That was such a dumb strat. I remember that.
But Mortal Kombat 9 to me is pretty much when Mortal Kombat actually became like a fighting game. Like, it wasn't just, okay, they missed, I'm gonna dial a combo this motherfucker in the corner. They sit there and do this, okay, I have priority, I'm dial a comboing again. Like, they actually sat there and looked at it and like, okay, we're gonna improve. Look at ranging people, doing all of this stuff, and now it's a fucking viable video game. Like, this is pretty much one of the things that led to Injustice 2, 10, 11, like, Mortal
The
Kombat 9
foundation.
to me is literally like the rebirth of that series, which is fucking great.
That's
in
true.
my opinion.
Yeah.
Hasn't
been a better NRS game since.
2 for me, and this one's kind of weird, but because the original game itself actually came out in 2008, but
This was
the
actually
final-
something I was going to ask about when it was my turn.
yeah.
Go
So the final iteration of Street Fighter 4, once they had everything and everybody in there, the balance patches and all that stuff there.
So you're talking about Ultra Street Fighter 4?
Mm-hmm.
Arcade edition?
It's just
Turbo.
Ultra. Ultra's the last one.
I think you're forgetting Arcade edition.
Arcade
kinda
edition came
weird.
before
Yeah.
Ultra.
It's weird as
Arcade
fuck
edition.
because
You always
there's
tag in
big
the
ass
small
gaps between
titles.
these games.
Yeah.
But pretty much once they came down to like the final iteration of that game and everything was said and done, I was able to find like who I wanted to play. There was so many different things you had to fucking learn at that point where it was just like, I fucking love this shit. Like, I can sit there and basically go online, probably get opened up by a fucking Yun or Yang. Fucking hate that shit. Or I can sit there and just deal with the fucking Balrog with the heavy fucking approach. Always with the fucking overheads. Easy as fuck to read now, but back then, So, that one to me is like probably one of the better games that I played, like fighting game wise, in that decade, because I fucking loved it. I don't like the changes they did for Drippy.
Yeah.
I don't.
No one.
I don't.
I like them.
I like them.
I don't like them.
Okay. I don't like the changes for
The
your
one thing that I would take away is having her stalk her special moves.
Yeah.
Because like
What, you don't like
that part of
Why
it
do you
was
like that?
I feel like
Because it enables her to actually utilize the shit and not have to justify like sacrificing all her damage, which she was known to not get anything when she fucking first dropped. And if she didn't stock them, she didn't really get damage. But then I can, get hit by fucking Akuma. And then all of a sudden I'm taking a fucking V trigger into instant air fireball, Tatsu fucking 50-50.
Yeah, but Akuma's a
And
like my thing with Jury and 5 is like if she didn't have like that stock and special moves bullshit, she would have been more of an offensive character that I feel like Capcom wanted to do with her. But they were like, Cammy's already in the game.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
and Rashid's also already in the game. We can't have another hyper-aggressive offensive character. So not only are we going to make a lot of her normals unsafe as hell, but she also has to fucking stop her special moves. And it's like, damn, you guys do remember that she's supposed to be like this crazy, sadistic, likes hurting people and making sexual innuendos characters.
Yeah.
Why do y'all keep making her set shit up?
Then why do you like her? Then why do you like her in SF5?
I mean, I like the rushdown aspect. Like, once I have all
Yeah.
the moves stocked up and I'm doing combos, that's when Jury's a fucking blast. And then, like, I'm like, oh, I used up everything like a dumbass. Let me get these moves back. All right, let's try it again. I don't like that very linear cycle of stock up moves, cash out, stock up moves, cash out. Like it's kind of like Bullet from BlazBlue, except Bullet from BlazBlue is actually fun, and it's more than just her special. She doesn't just gain special moves from getting heat up levels. She gains mobility. she gained stronger follow-ups. It was like that. I love that. I don't want to like do something so I can actually have a move now.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna propose to you something that I had an idea that I was hoping she was gonna do. So would you think it would have been better if they made one of her V triggers like Fushawara engine, and then she can stock up the moves so she can be hyper aggressive and still store the moves, but then in her base form,
Hell yes.
she doesn't stock them up. So you're still hyper aggressive, but then you know she gets her. I can be like fucking what you call it. You know, she's able to beat her combos backwards and shit like that, like how she was in Street Fighter 4. But like that's all Fujiwara's engine was like kind of useful for. Yeah. So like if she was like her V trigger was like that, but then it allowed her to have all that mechanically, and she stores it, but only in V trigger. Yeah. Would you like that better? Because that's what I thought she should have been.
Yeah, that would have been fine.
Yeah, because to me, I felt like that would have made her better, especially on the aggressive aspect. Because I didn't like when at launch I had to play fucking defensively with her. Yeah. At that capacity.
Yeah, it's like, man, if y'all don't let this chick just go ape shit like she wants to, she's tired of being nice. Okay.
That's what yours out on that one.
Yeah.
What's your third pick?
Oh boy. I mean, for that one, my last one, that's actually kind of a split. Like, one I could just go with like Smash Brothers Ultimate, because to me that's pretty much like the iteration of the title, like the series in a fucking nutshell. Like, this is what Smash Brothers is about. Boom, there and gone. But the choice that I actually wanted to choose is Skullgirls.
Good one.
Skullgirls to me, like when I first saw it, I kind of thought that it was just gonna be like a little cartoony, but it's like a fighting game through and through because of that. But then I actually started playing into it, and
that game has a lot of cool shit on.
He's got a lot of cool shit.
Got a lot.
I love that.
Like, man, nobody for for future tag fighters, nobody stole the make whatever the fuck you want as your
That's my favorite.
Nobody stole that. It's like,
all
come
I'm saying,
on.
God.
All I'm saying is, I like the idea that every other like like any cross fighter where you could tag or anything like that, there's like, okay, you have 1 to 3 options. This one lets you choose exactly what you want to have as your attack. Does. Not to mention like the fact that everybody in there was literally so diverse in the options and how they attack their ranges. I fucking love that game. I still love that game. That's why I bought it for the Switch. Like, again.
I brought this in case we played Skullgirls. I brought my steak in case that.
Like,
I told you that too. On the way here, I was like, hope we play Skullgirls.
Then it's just like different things like the character design, just that to me stood out like as a fucking great game.
So let me ask you real quick, who's your favorite girl and why is it Sarah Bella?
Well, you're wrong.
Fuck you, Sarah Bella's the best one.
Top 5.
Okay, well then,
number 1.
If you want to know my number 1, my number 1 is double because she's all of the above.
Get whichever you want.
I guess.
Huh?
You're cheating.
Yeah, that's cheating.
That's like saying my favorite Pokemon is Ditto because it could just become all the Pokemon.
That's what he said.
Okay, that'd be
that is such a first grade answer.
He's just mad you didn't say Sarah Bella.
Yikes.
No. You transforming characters don't fucking count.
How?
They can't be your favorite because they can transform into everybody. Therefore, they're good. Nah.
I'm picking her because she can transform. She's the greatest, bro.
Your favorite Pokemon.
Does Keelik count?
Huh?
Does Keelik count?
Keelik?
No, because Keelik wasn't a moveset call until 5.
No, that's what I mean. He can become everybody in 5.
Yeah, that's not Keelik. That's
not Keelik.
That's
crazy
what's
character.
His name? What's the name?
Is that why he's wearing a mask? Because he's not
Keelik.
actually Keelik?
Is it Swordmaster? Like what's the name of like the title that he took from the previous guy, where he's able to do everybody's shit?
I can't like
I forget what it's called, but
basically
it's the title.
saying that I can't like Mokujin.
Yeah.
I
You
like
get mad at me when I said
Mokujin.
Mokujin. I love that kid.
But
That's my
Mokujin just
favorite
copies
Tekken
people.
character.
Mokujin doesn't become those people.
It's my favorite Tekken character.
What's the difference?
The difference is Mokujin is still like a woodblock.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, he's doing Eddie Gordo's capoeira, but like he doesn't get dreadlocks and look like Eddie Gordo.
Yeah.
He's still a dumb wooden dummy over here doing the like fucking breakdance spins and shit. That aspect of Mokujin is like I can
It's the
understand
best
why
part
you
of
like him.
Mokujin. Yeah, he's fantastic.
Also, he's a fucking like he just came to life because people were doing terrible shit in the world. like that's the lore behind Mokujin.
Wow.
I wish he was in Tekken 7. I would main Mokujin. Just go to tournaments.
So
I play everyone.
Elijah, your top 3?
So, obviously, my first is going to be MK9, but it's mainly because from the first time I played Mortal Kombat, and when I seen a mod of one of the robots having the same colors as Sub-Zero, so he looked like what I would perceive as Cyber Sub, and then to see that come into fruition, become a full character, that's what made me love the game more. I mean, I already loved Mortal Kombat, but to see my actual favorite version of a character come to life, it was different. It was, I don't even know how to explain it. It's just like, it just made me love playing games for characters, especially when it came to fighting games where it's like a character like that, where I could play both Sub-Zero and Cyber Sub, and they're both the same and different and expressive in their own way, but they're both retaining the same mechanic as a whole. So yeah, so it's like I got like to be able to be expansionless with the idea of how I like my characters. So that's the whole reason why I liked MK9. My second game, I honestly, because like I'll say my second game is Tekken 7, only because it's like, despite my feelings of how I feel for like Tekken Tag 2, because Tekken Tag 2 has my favorite character, but Tekken 7 doesn't. I want Unknown and June to be in Tekken 7, but I know they probably won't because they're strictly like Tekken Tag characters.
That and like June is canonly dead.
Exactly. So it's like, but Tekken as a game, like Tekken 7, is like so much more refined as a Tekken that I played that game on. Actually, how I fucking learned how to play Tekken was just going on. Like, I literally started learning Lucky Koei, and I just went online and got my ass beat. I didn't do anything existential as like going out there seeking more knowledge. Dude, I legit just went online and got beat by people and learned shit, and I got better at the game. So the fact that that game has like I want to say a diverse type of player base, because like it legit has people who literally seem godlike at very lower levels, and then when you realize, you can acknowledge how much you're getting better really fast, because Tekken has very straightforward mechanics, despite what most people say it's complex and complicated. Like, legit, just the idea of a game that says, well, if you see a button that looks like a high, it's a fucking high. Yeah. You see a button that looks like it hits mid, it's a fucking mid. You see a button that looks like it's hitting low, it's fucking hitting low. It's a low. And that's one of the only fighting games that does that shit. So to me, like, that alone in that aspect already makes it a fighting game of the decade for me, because it not only let me learn the game by just looking at the game, that the fact that any additional knowledge was just the cherry on top for me getting better at the game. So just as a whole package and just a game as itself, I love the game in that aspect. For my third game, it's really fucking hard, because that's what I was trying to think of my second game was going to be, but I don't know what my actual third game would be, because there's a lot of games I like, but I don't. A lot of them. Yeah, like I don't fucking like a lot of games, because I'm very. I realized I didn't think I was as picky when it came to fighting games, but I learned in recent like months that I'm really fucking picky with fighting games I play. So I would. I'd say, even though I'm not good at it,
Injustice.
No, because I love Injustice 2, but I still have issues with it. But I'd say my third game would probably be Blaze Blue, like CF, because it's Blaze Blue. I love everything about Blaze Blue, even though I'm not good at it. I just love how the game is, because it just plays fun. It is fun. There's so many cool fucking characters. And I'm pretty sure everybody knows at this point in this room, Susanoo's fucking dope as fuck. And I fucking love Susanoo and Godpress. Specifically Godpress and Susanoo. if I haven't expressed that enough, I love God Press and Susanoo.
God Press,
and I usually
God Press has been cool since Rugal did it in King of Fighters,
right? But it took me Susanoo to understand how much I love a God Press. So yeah, I guess I'd say Blaze Blue just because like I have fun just practicing shit in that game because there's so much to do in that game. So I guess that I'd leave that as how it is.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Jalen?
Well, I think y'all already know. Blaze Blue Sea also for me.
Yeah.
The best fighting game in the decade, by far. Pretty much for the same exact reasons Elijah said. You know, it's a whole bunch of shit to practice. There's so many different characters. The game is just fun as hell to just do stuff. Even if you're like just getting fucking washed, like it don't even feel that bad unless you're getting like washed by like an Izanami or like an Azrael. It was like, yeah, fighting those guys sometimes. But like everybody else is like, dude, fuck yeah. I mean, sure, yeah, Blaze Blue has Makoto, one of the worst characters on the fucking planet. But like that matchup is free. Like I can fucking run Makoto player shit. Like I don't fucking care about them. But yeah, Blaze Blue Sea, all fun. Love that game.
All right.
I grinded the Makoto matchup specifically so I could win every fucking time. I don't want that character to get any fucking W's on me. The hate is that strong.
Makoto.
My roommate's getting an itch somewhere wherever he is because he loves Makoto.
Of course he does.
He is so
Everyone
sad that
does.
she was good for like 2 minutes back in fucking our continuum ship.
Yeah, she was good for 2 minutes, and then like the next version, they just like shot her fucking kneecaps off. They were like, "Yeah, we don't want you doing anything anymore."
Rest in peace, Squirrel Girl.
Second game would be Exerd. I would want to put Revelator on over Rev 2, but like Rev 2 is just a better game overall. So you know, kind of for the same reasons as Blaze Blue, it's fun to do shit in that game. It's fun to go in there and press buttons. I like playing Eno and doing a YRC vertical chemical love and just like watching people panic and try to figure out what to do because they don't know what's going to happen next. It's hella fun. And also like My Girl Jam is in it. It's like it's literally not a bad game. Fucking, did you know? And this is fucking some degenerate bullshit. Did you know that all of Jam's alternate colors have different panties? And what's more, I think this was only an arcade version. I'm not sure if this works on console. I haven't tested it, but I'll come back and I'll let you guys know on the next episode. Apparently, they're supposed to change on the days of the week.
Oh my god!
I heard that was in the arcade version of Rev 1. I haven't tested it out in console yet, but I'm gonna let y'all know.
Breaking news.
Oh my god, that is some degenerate shit.
Alright, and with that said, I actually gotta leave.
Alright, I'm gonna head out. And the third game.
Yes, what's
So
the third?
this is what I wanted to ask, and I guess since we're accepting Ultra Street Fighter 4 for your third game, that means I get to put Tatsunoko vs. Capcom Ultimate All Stars because that game came out January 2010. It's in the fucking decade.
Goddamn right.
That's when the States got it.
Okay.
It originally came out in Japan in 2008. So like when I googled it real quick, like when you were like, "Hey boys, what's your fighting game in a decade?" and I was like, "Let me see when TVC came out real quick." And then like I saw it came in 2008, and I said, "Fuck." So that's what that fuck was from earlier.
Okay.
Because I was like, "Damn, I can't say TVC. Let me see when it dropped in the States." And it was 2010. So
Okay.
I get my fucking
your
game.
dude. TVC.
Tatsunoko vs. Capcom. That game is so fucking good. It's good to me, in my opinion, for a multitude of different reasons. One, it is the first, last, and only versus game to have a burst mechanic in it. I've been telling people for years, fuck Infinites. Marvel needs a fucking burst button. Let me get out of that shit. And Marvel to this day still doesn't have any way to fucking escape combos.
Okay.
Which, like,
You're fucked.
I hate that shit. It's fun doing them to other people.
Yeah.
But it sucks being in one. It's one of those like, it's cool when I'm doing it, but when somebody else is doing it, no, fuck that. But
I get that way a lot too.
Tatsunoko versus Capcom, for the measly cost of 2 bars and some of your red light, you can just fucking say fuck your combo, and that shit is tight as hell.
That's pretty sick.
And another mechanic that TVC has that's really fun is the Baroque mechanic. So how Baroque works is it's kind of like X Factor, except not really, because you can't just do it. Like, you can't stand around and just fucking activate X Factor. There's no separate gauge for Baroque. Baroque runs off of your character's red life. The more red life you have, when you go into Baroque, the more damage your combo does. You can only, like, go into Baroque mid-combo. Or, like, if a move just hits. So, like, if something hits and it blocks, you can activate Baroque, and it turns into an RC.
Based off your red life.
So it's like, it's both a Roman cancel and also X Factor / sparking.
That's neat.
But like, as long as you have red life, even a sliver of red life, you can just pop that shit. And like, Baroque was so fun to just mess around with. It was just so open ended. And I was like, yo, this shit is tight. I hope the next Marvel has it. And they were like, you can have X Factor though. And it's like, oh, I don't like this. I don't like doing a light, medium, heavy, and like the person lost 50% of their health already. Ooh, that's
so great.
That's
oh my god.
That's nasty. I didn't.
Life.
I get all that damage because 2 of my teammates died. Like, I'm not a fan of that. I liked the risk reward.
Yeah.
So
of TVC as a whole.
You liked going for Baroque.
Yes.
Okay.
Mikey, stop!
I was doing it for a show.
Oh my god!
It's like
It's like, and also like everybody like talks about like crossovers with like good rosters and shit like that. Tatsunoko's versus Capcom's roster was great because it was weird. Like, this was Capcom originally made this game for the Japanese art market. It wasn't going to come to the States initially until like enough people in America made enough noise that they were like, all right, we'll try to get the license for all of the Tatsunoko characters in America so we can bring this game over, because that was the problem. And you know, fucking anime licensing in America is stupid. But and they managed to get almost everybody except for one character. So to make up for that, they gave us like 5 more characters on top of like everyone from the base roster except for one. So that was cool as shit. There were some weird ass fucking picks. Like, you would have like your regulars, you know, Ryu, Chun-Li, Morrigan, guys like them. Then they add Batu from rival schools. They add this chick from like some fucking Japanese only arcade quiz game. We got an Onimusha character in there. We got the fucking mech from Lost Planet. I'm like, yo, I'm like, this roster is tight as hell. Like, dude. And then like Marvel comes out and like we get like 17 Resident Evil characters in Phoenix, right? And like, they're cool and all. But like, great. I know who everybody in that roster is. And like, it felt like to me that Marvel was playing it safe with its Capcom picks. Which, that's fine, you're catering to a Western market. So of course you're going to have all the characters that all the Westerners know. But like, I like Capcom's weird shit. So give me those weirder characters. They were fun as hell. Bring them back, please. And like, we got like a couple of them from TVC ported over to Marvel. Like, we got Beautiful Joe.
Shenko.
And Shenko fucking sucks in Marvel, dude. It breaks my heart. She's my favorite Darkstalker character. And she blows in Marvel.
She's my second favorite Darkstalker character, and it just kind of sucks that she sucks.
Yeah, it's fuck that shit. Marvel 3 is still fun though.
Yeah, it's great.
Dude, TVC's roster was fucking bananas. And like, when people are like complaining about like roster picks and stuff like that, is like, y'all need to play TVC because we got some weird dudes in that game. I can't believe they put the fucking robot from Lost Planet in there. Like, who the fuck?
Wasn't that an Xbox only game at the time?
Yes, it was.
What the fuck?
They did it.
But like, the game belonged to Capcom, so they were like, yeah,
okay,
bam, it's in there. But like, they had some weird thing, like with giant characters, where like you can only just be them. You can't team them up with anybody else.
That's cool.
But like, they have like hella hits of super armor to kind of compensate for that, and they have like crazy range. Like, Tatsunoko vs. Capcom is sick. I'm trying to tell y'all, this game is fucking awesome. And like, it breaks my heart that not a lot of people played it because it was on the Wii. And I really wish that game got a re-release for like other consoles, but it's not gonna get one because the licensing bullshit.
Yeah.
And that sucks. Like, if they could just get that stuff back, give me a TVC HD on current consoles, you don't even gotta add more characters. I'll be fine with just the roster from that game because everybody in there was dope.
Okay.
I love Tatsunoko vs. Capcom. That is the most fun versus game. I gotta find a fucking Wii or a Wii U And I have to rebuy a TVC because I don't have it anymore. I gave it to a friend of mine because I got rid of my Wii and stuff like that. But I'm gonna have to re-get that shit. I'm bringing that shit in here, and we're all gonna have a good time. I promise you, the game is sick.
It might. I have. I'll wait. Actually, Charlie. What...
So my picks are gonna be kind of short and brief, I guess, because I'm mostly just gonna be an echo chamber.
Yeah.
For what's mostly been said. First off, immediately MK9, because that kind of, as everyone else has said, served as kind of like a starting point, not only for me in the fighting games. I mean, BlazBlue did that as well, but Calamity Trigger's pre-2010, which will actually lead into my next answer. But MK9 kind of started me like really developing myself in fighting games, and it also gave birth to NetherRealm's like renaissance, essentially. Yeah. Where from there, me personally, I feel like NetherRealm has been stepping it up ever since. Mm-hmm. You can prefer MK9 over any of the later games, like that's on you, but I still feel like it would be tough for me to argue that Injustice 2, MKX, MK11 haven't been huge upgrades to how NetherRealm approaches games and developing them, because especially after following the fucking dark age that they had with absolutely. Like 5 of their games just swept under the rug, even with the licensing of MK versus DC as big as DC is. Mm-hmm. You know, it was just a nice breath of fresh air, despite the fact that my boy Cybersub never made it out of B tier.
Unfortunately, we both weep.
Yeah. But yeah, no, just MK9 gave birth to NetherRealm's renaissance and the rest of the games that followed. Because I also love Injustice 2, by the way. Batman's remained good.
Jump to it.
Actually, I would say detectively, he stayed top tier because he's a detective. He knows how to find bullshit, and he always finds that.
And he got a new fighting stance in Injustice 2, which is the biggest thing. I didn't want him looking like he was, holding a purse while trying to hold a spear.
I remember that pose. His most awkward pose ever.
I know 137 martial arts, but this feels right.
This is the stance.
This is the stance. My second pick is going to be BlazBlue Central Fiction, because that is, one, BlazBlue started my love of fighting games. 2, Central Fiction is like the culmination of everything good about the series. And like I was saying earlier, how BlazBlue has always been stepping it up. And just the character roster is like nearly like double, triple Calamity Trigger. And every one of those characters is unique in their own way. Mm-hmm. And it's like Elijah and Jalen said, just the game is just super fun to play. And most importantly, it finally gave me playable Jubei, which is what I was waiting for almost a decade.
Like, even like alternate forms of the same character do not play like the other characters.
Like, it's an understatement to how like you could say they're all unique characters. Like, it's more than just uniqueness. They legit function differently as characters. From like literally a character who has a auto float mechanic that enables her to do more combos, a slow down time special move, or super move, I should say, to a character who literally just fucking has to unlock his special moves to do more crazy shit that literally does more damage and more crazy shit.
To add to
those are like 2 characters.
Yeah. To even add to the whole doing more crazy shit after doing crazy shit, there was just something, I feel like this is kind of like a BlazBlue or Central Fiction unsung hero, but Active Flow.
Yeah.
Rewarding players for consistently playing well by just saying, oh, hey, you've been fucking rocking it. Here's some more damage to all your shit. And you can also go into whatever the fucking, if you like use the burst without being in the middle of a combo, to go in that whatever overdrive mode. I don't know, just that. There was so much I love about BlazBlue Central Fiction that it was an automatic pick for me. Then there was Central Fiction that finally allowed me to understand what the fuck the story was about. It took Kagura to explain the story to me at least 3 times for me to be like, oh, okay.
Shoutouts to my main.
And I think my third, I had to think about this for a bit.
Third one's the hard one.
Yeah, so a part of me wanted to say Smash Ultimate because it is a lot of fun. It's a very accessible game, and they brought back the good boy and made him good this time without having to trip all over my wolf feet in Brawl. But
fuck tripping.
I mean, also Smash gave me Bayonetta, but this is gonna fall back to what all of you know about me in terms of fighting games and what it means to have a character draw me to the game. And while I never got like super good at it, I still had a blast playing it. And there's one very obvious reason for that, and that game is Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. And I think it should be obvious as to why.
Yeah, absolutely.
Who did you play?
he played. I'm telling you, who he played. He played Doom. He played Sea Viper, and he played fucking Amaterasu.
Oh my god!
There you go.
That's
Nail on the hip.
Yeah.
No, but not like legit though. When I first saw the first announcement trailer for Ultimate and how they basically brought in the Blue Devil, I lost my shit. Especially when I first saw his moveset. But it was just the feeling of finally being able to have Dante and Virgil on a team together in one game, and it's a fighting game. Unreal. That's mainly it.
A jam session, dude.
Yeah, jam set. Exactly. Again, I never got super good at Ultimate Marvel. I was decent. Kyle Bellis fucking put me in the ground 75% of the time. But that feeling, especially after having to deal with Vanilla Marvel and being like, why the fuck is Trish in here and not Virgil? What the fuck are you doing? Give me the Sons of Sparta. And then they finally did with Ultimate, and then everyone started hating Virgil. But I'm like, I'm okay. Yeah.
Trish.
So this one is more of a thank you for everyone for giving your top 3
Thank
for the
you.
decade. So what are your guys' plans for the holidays? You know, it's kind of like a group thing because like I think the majority of us have our New Year's plans kind of set.
Yeah.
So
Well, after I drive around town and visiting my family for Christmas and stuff, I will have the rest of the day to do fucking nothing. So if anything comes up, please invite your boy. It's lonely living by yourself.
So I don't see anything happening until New Year's Eve, but I mean, I'll let you know. I have that entire week of Christmas off.
Outside of seasons meetings, which you
Of course, yeah.
I have Christmas Eve and Christmas Day off. So, like, I only got to go to work for, like, 2 days of the week. And then
Do you have that Monday off?
Shit. Is Sunday, when is Christmas Eve?
Tuesday.
Yeah.
I only work for 2 days. I work for Sunday and Monday, and then the rest of the week I'm off.
Oh, for sure.
I have Friday.
Because like mandatory
It's
overtime
Wednesday.
is going to be over at that point,
Mm.
so I'm gonna just be big chilling, doing absolutely nothing.
Chilling dude.
Yeah.
That's chilling dude.
Yeah, thicken dude now, dude.
Bacon dude.
Yeah, he's a big boy.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, he's fucking.
A big boy with bars.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
dude.
say that right now.
Do you know the Capcom Cup tournament's going on right now?
It's actually going on right now as
Yeah.
we're talking.
Yep. So it's fun.
Hopefully there'll be an announcement for something.
Yeah.
I just keep passively checking my phone.
Yeah,
right, me too.
I want them to tell me when the fuck Gil's dropping. I need some shit to do.
Surprise.
I know he's supposed to be this month, but this month is halfway over,
And
and
that's-
we're having Mako from Kill Kill If happen all over again.
Exactly.
They don't wait till the 31st
I was like,
and be
what
like,
the
"Here's Gil."
I was like, what the fuck are you guys doing? What you telling me he comes out December and they go, it's halfway through December. Sorry, we don't have an answer for you guys.
They didn't even say like
Fuck.
mid-December and
They
December.
just said December. Like what?
He's coming out New Year's Eve at 11:59.
Exactly.
Happy New Year, bitches. Here's Gil.
Here's Gil.
Resurrection.
I'm expecting to literally like get
for the
home
New Year.
and just like they're like doing grand finals and they're like before grand finals, Gil's out right the fuck now. And here's the 40th character.
That's what I want.
That better happen.
I'm expecting that shit to happen because it's Capcom Cup.
Here's to a con. Get a con back in here.
Okay.
I mean, I want Crimson Viper, but I'm not gonna get her.
Look,
But I
I'm
want
just gonna be the dark horse in the room and say I want Seth in the game, so people hate Seth.
Like
I miss when people hated Seth. I loved watching Street Fighter 4 when people would have to fight Seth and we would go, "What is this fucking character?" And be like, "This is this fucking character."
I will
hope
let
you're
you
happy.
know that, like, I don't like Seth. I don't like Seth, but he had two cool
Seth
things
is
that I
great.
really liked. His Shoryuken worked very much like Ragna's Inferno Divider, where that shit had follow-ups,
Mhm.
and it was dope just seeing him go 1, 2, and then like the third one, he starts spinning, and his opponent starts spinning. I'm like, dude, that's cool as hell.
I just remember.
And then his version of Chun-Li's lightning legs, where like he just does one kick, and then like they get hit 50 million
I
times.
just
was like,
just
that's
realized.
cool.
I just realized something.
Judgment Case.
Which of his
Hella
ultras
dope.
is the inhale, where he like
Is that the one where he like spins his head
Yeah,
back?
no, that one.
That's
He
the other one.
does
That's the other one.
tornado. The other one, like he sucks him into your stomach
He
and then
was-
shoots.
Bruh, he was fucking Gears before Gears.
No, he was.
I just thought
did
about
have
that.
Gears.
You would
Oh,
jump
oh,
and you would get inspired by that shit.
Yeah.
Holy fuck, bro.
He was Gears before
He was
Gears.
Gears before Gears. That's kind of wild.
I didn't think of that.
They have the same
I-
build, too.
I-
Yeah,
Yeah.
no. That's why I said.
Gears can totally SPD someone, but he just doesn't.
Oh my lord. Okay, well, Gears is
can,
not
like, an
confirmed.
uppercut, sand, spin.
Silver skin.
I need more SPD.
Oh yeah,
in
his
my game.
SPD, where like he just
He has
punched you in the
SPD?
gut into the sky and then warped up
Teleports
there and just
up.
threw you down
Seth
on the
is
ground.
ridiculous.
Seth has cool moves. I just wish he didn't look
Seth-
lame.
That's the Punko. Punko? Yeah, Angry Punko.
Punko made me play Seth.
Punko went off of him.
Yeah. Oh my god.
So, you two, do you guys have any special New Year's plans or holiday plans for that?
Wait, did we hear Charlie?
We're going to fucking sit for New Year's. Like we have this.
No, but what
Oh.
is he doing for
I don't know.
Christmas
the
though?
thing.
Family
yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just-
Plain and simple. I'm very much introverted and very much a hermit for the most part. So family
I feel
family
it.
first.
I guess the only thing special is that I'm going to a hockey game with my mom on the 23rd. That's
Hey.
pretty much it.
Which hockey game?
The Knights and the Avalanche.
You like the Knights?
Oh yeah, dude.
I
Yeah,
can't
you did.
tell.
You didn't notice that?
I can't tell.
I have 4 more posters.
I
of
almost thought that you liked the Wranglers.
Oh.
Big Ring.
I don't know, I would have taken you more for a Sharks.
Yeah, you're a shark.
Ugh.
The Jersey
Fucking.
Devils.
Ugh. God.
Shout outs to the PlayStation game Jersey Devil. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Thank you. Somebody actually remembers.
No, I still got 4 more posters to hang up, man. I just gotta figure out where to do. I'll probably take down the Celtics flag and throw it over there.
Oh,
I'm doing D&D. It's Christmas Eve.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm
It's
doing.
a nice little holiday plan.
Yeah, it is.
I mainly just like, just chilling at home. Laughing games as I always
I feel
do.
that.
Yeah, cool.
How
Fighting
about
games.
holiday
games.
plans off? When are we playing League again so I can be male Ari?
Yo, that guy's hot as fuck, dude.
that is fucking G.
That's ridiculous.
I-
Male Ari.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about Aphelios.
Set.
No, yeah, I
Have you
think
seen
Seth.
that set?
I love. Have you seen the fucking Endgame meme for that? Where it's Aphelios and like you've taken everything from me, and Seth's just like I don't even know who you are.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I was like,
Well,
that's perfect because I thought I heard about Aphelios. I almost confused Aphelios with Seth.
Let's see. Well, for one, I was gonna be getting everybody like some stuff for Christmas. Kind of like between Christmas and New Year's, basically just balancing between that shit. I was also picking up a fight stick. 'Cause,
Okay.
Yo, you missed your chance at that Arby's fight stick that they was selling for $3.50.
Did you say Arby's?
Yes.
Oh yeah, Arby's had a fight here, bro.
This is like
I
next
totally
level
forgot to bring
Arby's
stuff.
marketing.
I'm sorry.
But like, I
Arby's?
wanted to save the surprise for when we did the podcast, in case y'all didn't know. Arby's legit was like, "Yo, who wants a fucking Kwanba dragon
Yo, why
with
didn't we
fucking
talk about
Samisu
this?
buttons in it?"
I guess we were talking about it.
Oh my!
What the?
Yo.
There was only one, and they sold it for $3.50. And when I looked at it,
Why
it
isn't
was
it going
already
forward?
fucking gone.
I want one.
It's,
I'm trying to get it to go over to the fucking other one. There we go. Jesus Christ. Yeah.
I saw that ad on my Instagram, and I was like, "Hold up, you can't actually get
We
a fight
have
stick from
We
Arby's."
have the meats.
Meaty
Oh my
combos.
God.
You have the
I
meaty
love that.
combo.
meaty combos, meaty setups, meaty.
You just meaties in general.
Have you ever seen
Meaty
something
wake-ups.
in the moment you saw it, you just knew that you needed it?
Yeah.
Yes. It's
I
fucking.
saw it and I was like, that's just for the
Bro,
ad. This is fake.
if you
There's
have
no
that-
way.
If you have that, literally the first thing you have to tell people is that you got beef with them. That is literally the first thing. Like, that is.
See, and this one has the "We have the meats" on it from fucking
Oh my
Evo 2
God.
years ago.
I need that.
Oh, that's fucking
I've
great.
I've seen people make fight sticks out of their Nike shoe boxes. This is a whole nother.
Yeah.
That's a.
Bro,
Yeah, no, that's fucking dope.
this man's sponsored by Arby's beating your ass. He's got beef with you. Yes.
We now know that the Nerdy Arby's Facebook post isn't just like some fucking PR shit. Like,
Nah.
they are 300% in this shit.
Yeah.
For real.
They're listening to this podcast right now.
Fuck, I want a beef and cheddar right now. Fuck.
Are we gonna get Arby's?
I mean,
Arby's sponsor.
But we're out in the middle of bumfuck nowhere. There ain't no Arby's over here.
Arby's.
There really isn't. I'd have to drive to Durango in 215 to get fucking Arby's, dude.
Yeah, hear that, Arby's? Come up here.
Can you open one off of West Cheyenne in 215, please?
What's up?
I've been picking everybody's gifts out individually. I haven't been able to find that fucking pie for you yet, Jalen, but...
He actually read my Facebook
post
post where I told somebody to bring me a peach pie and some eggnog. You don't even got to stay at my house and hang out. You can just leave that shit.
I saw that.
What? Please actually stay and hang out, though.
I saw that shit and I was like, bro, I haven't seen anybody out here make peach pie in like fucking ever. I haven't seen a peach pie since I was like 12.
Apparently, according to Allie, she could make a bomb ass peach pie.
I will pay her money to make it and I'll just deliver it to you.
Why don't you guys just both come?
Yeah, I was gonna say that's probably the easiest solution.
Okay. But no, like, I was pretty much thinking about just getting everybody like something individual, just showing that I appreciate all y'all. Like, yeah.
Well,
So,
wholesome content for sure.
I wanted to do that too, but like I wanted to do like joke gifts and shit. And like it sprung to me when I was at work and I was boxing something, and I saw like the perfect joke gift for that guy right there.
Oh my god!
And I was like, I'm gonna get him this shit, and he's gonna laugh, and he's probably gonna be a little mad, but like, I want to get joke gifts.
If you come at me with either a copy of BlazBlue Cross Tag or DMC on PS3, the reboot, I'm going with that.
I wouldn't.
God damn it! I gotta return my gifts now.
I wouldn't.
You don't want DMC too?
I wouldn't.
I would take that over the.
I had something else that I wanted to do. But like that's something else that I wanted to do for your gift specifically would have to be something that I had to go and order off the internet.
Joke's on you, I already bought Devil May Cry 2 on the Switch.
I'm not talking about but like I had a hard time like figuring out a joke gift for like y'all three. Especially you, because I don't know you all that well. Like we've only exclusively talked 4 times.
You got the BlazBlue brothers right there. What do you mean?
Yeah.
Well, we've established that. Right now,
yeah, I know.
Brothers, huh?
Can we?
But like these two was like, I got the gifts for y'all.
No, I just want a shirt where it's just Rock and Jin dressed up as the Blues Brothers.
Oh my
like,
god!
why is this not a thing?
Oh my god! So, are you going to be able to find this gift that you found that was boxed?
Oh, for you, for sure.
Oh, okay.
It's something that like I could go to Target and probably find it right now.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
For yours, Brandon, I actually had to get that shit commissioned.
Commissioned?
Draw it.
Oh my god.
We said this joke before, so when I get it to you, you're just gonna be like, you motherfucker.
Hey, shout outs to supporting artists.
Yeah.
I told myself when I get my check around Christmas, because that's when like all my bills and shit are paid, I'm gonna commission one of my favorite artists to give me something. Like just as a gift to me. I feel like I deserve it. I had a rough ass 2019. Like I need something.
Yeah.
I need to spoil myself.
I mean,
Treat yourself.
Yeah, treat yourself.
I always,
yourself.
if I ever get art or anything like that, I usually give them like a pretty decent chunk of money towards it. Like, shit's hard, bro. And then you have
Well, shit, commission me, because like niggas is broke still.
Then you have people in your inbox sitting there like, hey, can I get the shit for free? Like, bro, ain't shit for free. The fuck?
I'm glad you understand that, because like that's one of my fears of like opening up commissions publicly is I'm gonna get those people and I don't want to deal with them. But like I've had a couple of people in Twitter DM me and was like, yo nigga, you do commissions? And I'm like, not yet. Oh, please wait.
You commissioning it?
You should
Start those commissions.
Yeah, man.
I need to.
Hell, I'll fucking commission you to make his gift. 2 birds, 1 stone. The fuck?
That's easy.
Hey, Brandon technically gets 2 gifts from me.
Oh shit. Well,
but I do also have to work on something else. You guys are all gonna have to give me one of your favorite fighting game characters and their weapon.
And what?
Their weapon.
My favorite fighting game character is Amingo from Marvel's Capcom 2.
I don't like you.
So, what do you mean?
Bro, Amigo is sick as hell.
Amingo is awesome.
You put the
Amigo
most
is
obscure, forgot about Marvel character.
Yeah,
look,
you could
I
goddamn right I did. He's the best fucking character in the
me
series.
and Ian were going off about Amigo. That dude is dope as
He's
fuck.
dope. His block, he fucking puffs his chest out like fucking like
Literally
biggest
just
biceps on the
flexes.
fucking pectoral muscles, dog. This guy's fucking huge. He spawns children. This real quick, his assist heals people. He's a god.
He can like
He
just
wears a giant sombrero.
He's got a command grab super where like he just grabs him and throws him inside his body, and then he starts like doing jigs and shit with Marauders.
He mixes you up.
That's a fucking mix up.
Bro, it is a fucking war crime that Capcom has not used that character again in another video game.
Literally everything you guys just said is why they're not gonna make that game.
I hate it.
Look,
makes me sad.
We get a new Darkstalkers, and the first new character revealed is Amingo. I'm going off.
Yeah, if Amingo is
If that really fucking happens,
ever
I'm like
again.
not talking to anybody for an entire month.
I will main Amingo in any fighting game he ever comes out in. I need that
Eli
character.
confirmed for missing a month of podcast episodes once Amingo gets in.
I'm literally gonna sit there. I'm gonna see like bats flying out. I'm gonna see like this weird meticulous forest and like capture, and it's gonna go up, and Vampire Savior's gonna pop up. And I'm gonna be like, yes, and then I'm gonna see Amingo and be like, I gotta drop the game. I haven't even bought it.
Word on the street is that he was a surprise character.
Literally in the middle of that video, pre-order that shit. Amingo cancel.
Exactly. Got me looking like Dio walking back to GameStop.
Wow, the neutral in this game is kind of strong.
It appears that neutral is far harder than expected.
It's just a picture of Dragon Ball Fighters.
Bro, he should have just hit the super dash button.
I'm mad that you don't like him yet. That makes me real sad.
It's not that I personally hate him. It's just I just never liked him as a character.
What, Dio?
No, fucking
Amingo.
No.
Amingo.
I said I'm sad.
I love Dio.
I was about to
That's
say.
why I make that meme.
I was gonna say, when you say fighting game characters, what if they're characters that didn't start from a fighting game, but are in a fighting game?
I like also like to ask
Dante,
that
are you
question.
referring to Dante from the Devil May Cry series?
I was gonna say Fox, obviously from Star Wars.
Oh,
Yeah.
if we're talking about stuff like Smash Brothers, that
Or just any crossover in general, because a lot of these characters don't spawn from fighting
Because like
games.
Loki,
Yeah,
I
I
wouldn't
was-
mind like some like Goku Black fucking art. Though.
Fucking hot topic, motherfucker.
Look, Goku Black's sick. All right?
Hey, well,
He is
you
one-
chill the fuck out. Goku
He-
Black is dope as
like
fuck.
like vanilla
Hold
roster
your
and
fire.
Dragon,
Yeah.
like vanilla
Hold
roster.
your fire. This man is not black.
Oh, thank you
I
for
re-
information.
I-
I
somebody in the
rewatch
booth-
that every single time.
like somebody had to have been in the booth, and before he read the line like out loud, he like saw that shit on the script and looked up and was like,
you know he did.
This man is not. Are you sure this is?
Oh, you know he
he's
did.
like, this is the line, and the voice director is like,
No.
yep, just like without missing a beat, just like, yep, that's the line. Is there a problem? No, man, there's not a problem.
I guess not.
Oh my god. Nah,
Beautiful dubbing.
Nah,
I love it.
vanilla Dragon Ball Fighters, Goku Black at the best level 3, like animation wise, and then for me, Hit is second.
Look, as much as I really love Goku Black, nothing gets over fucking Cell doing Super Kamehameha. Like that shit.
Yeah,
is like,
the Solar Kamehameha is sick.
Perfect Super Solar Kamehameha Wave is just like this man destroys everything around him in the charging phase. He's not building up his energy. He's just charging the orb.
Yeah. No, those are definitely my 3 favorite level 3 supers. With vanilla Dragon Ball Fighters, anyway.
I'm a sucker
But,
for father son.
Yeah, that one's
same.
sick too.
It is like to answer the question of like characters who aren't from a fighting game are in a fighting game now. Like that's totally viable.
Okay.
So if you want to say, hey Jalen, draw me with fucking Wolf's gun, we'll draw you with Wolf's gun.
I was gonna ask for Sans with Rebellion.
I okay. Let me lay down.
You guys
some
sure the
ground
window's
rules.
not open still?
Have you seen my Discord
Sans
picture?
with fucking Rebellion. I gotta do that.
Wait, hold on. Have none of you seen my Discord picture?
No. Oh
Is
my
that what
god,
that
please
is?
don't.
Look closely.
Oh my god.
Look closely.
Is that what that is?
I didn't know. It was a
That's
picture.
literally Sans
Oh
with
my
a Gaster
god.
Blaster.
It's really fucking
And it says Holy
with
Rebellion.
That is.
Making me own.
Oh my
I thought it was just
So-
like an emblem or some shit.
Same.
I thought it was some
Why?
like cool Chicago thing.
No.
Okay, so like I wanted.
Should I just click remove friend right now?
Yeah, block.
All right.
Yeah.
But like the reason why I asked this,
Beautiful.
and I wanted to wait until everybody was here so I can get everybody's fucking answer, is because Brandon asked me to make some art for the Hard Reads podcast Facebook page and stuff like that. I apologize for not replying to you. I wanted to get everybody here.
Yeah.
so I just get fucking everywhere.
And this is the first time
He said that shit like years ago. Like he said that like last.
I said that November 5th.
Yeah, see, exactly last year, right?
Oh my god.
So what's up?
So, I'm gonna need y'all to let me know what weapon, what fighting game, from what character that you like.
Okay, so if that's the case, then Crom Sword.
Okay. I also had the idea of like not having like fighting game overlap, because like first episode we already established that everybody's got like different tastes and everything.
Yeah.
So like, I was figuring like, for example, like let's say Charlie wanted Ragnar Sword from BlazBlue, right? Well, fuck, I also like BlazBlue too, but I'll let Charlie have Ragnar Sword because I'm just be rocking Souls,
Kind of like
thing.
Yeah.
Because I like gear.
I like that.
So I also went way too hard into the Blood Edge, so I don't know. But then again, you also get Rebellion. So
yeah,
or I would pick Rebellion. You can have Blood Edge if you want.
Okay, sure. Okay.
I can compromise.
Asuras.
There's a lot of white-haired, red-coated dudes that I can
This
sell.
man had fucking 8 arms punching Akuma into like a different galaxy and shit.
Bruh, he punched a fist back to a god.
Yeah.
He punched a fist. A fist that was punching him. He punched it back to a
Don't forget
god.
the guy who sat there and turned into like literally the fucking
Yeah.
over the moon. He's like, I'm gonna just push this man down. Like
He said, "Excuse you, you muni fucking Wait, what is this tingling feeling on my finger?"
This man had the fucking world splitting as he brought his finger down. He was just like, I'm gonna punch it.
Asora's like, wait, finger, cataclysmic, earth-splitting move. Okay, 2 fists. 6 fists. It just went at it.
Why are we talking about the stories right now?
Because he mentioned it. I can't help talk about that game when I hear
hands
it.
count as weapons.
Well, Asura is not from a fighting game, so Asura doesn't count. He's
said-
not in a fighting game.
He had a fighting game minigame.
He's just the boxing gloves.
That
and the
doesn't
headband.
count.
It totally counts.
No, because you're playing Asura's Wrath. You're not
He
playing
fought-
Street Fighter
he
4.
fought-
I'm
both
on Isaiah's
Ryu
side with
and
this
Akuma.
one. He was technically in his
He
own
fought
fighting game.
both Ryu and Akuma, technically.
He doesn't even use Street Fighter inputs. They're different buttons. He doesn't count. No. Asura is not passive. Now if they decide to put him in a Capcom crossover within the next like
I hope.
2 weeks,
I hope to
Yeah,
God.
Street Fighter
Then
Cross
sure.
Tekken, dude.
what? You're gonna have to pick somebody else, Isaiah. I'm sorry.
I'm sad.
I'll do like Shang or Amingo. Shang Tsung, and neither of them use weapons. So.
It's okay.
Just get a Mingo with Shang Tsung.
So no,
You can have a Mingo
That fucking part of that fight was
I'm
so
with that.
No, I was gonna say for him, if he did like Shang Tsung, you could have like his hands glowing green and shit with like the.
Yeah, the soul is mine shit.
Yeah.
Maybe a little, how about a little
Yeah.
fucking phylactery that's a little cactus, Amingo?
One.
One?
Got to one.
Shang.
These niggas don't have a lot of time, and like I art really slow.
Yeah, that's fine.
I art very slow too.
You don't have to make me anything if you want to, but...
No, it is
Shang.
for everybody
Yeah,
in
yeah.
the Hard Reads podcast. I'm not just doing this as a Christmas gift. No, I'm doing it so we can have fucking background pictures for the Facebook page and the YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Shit like that.
We're
We're trying to make things look
Yeah.
appealing, so everybody's gonna look adorable, but we're gonna have fighting game weapons. That's what Brandon asked me. That's what's happening.
Okay.
Nightmare's Piece of Soul Edge.
But well, you need a really simplified version of Soul Edge because that thing is woo.
Okay,
Woo.
Maxie's nunchucks.
So you gotta choose weapon.
I'm sorry, but beating somebody with Maxie's nunchucks, like on the Dreamcast, that just felt like disgracing them. That shit was funny as fuck. I love the sounds of that shit.
Now I know Maxie's nunchucks kind of changed designs across games and stuff like that. So like, which version of Maxie? Are you
Oh, I
talking
was
about?
just gonna do like base Dreamcast ones.
Okay, Soul Calibur 1 Maxie.
Yeah.
Cool.
Mine's is literally just gonna be Cyber Sub holding like a cryo bomb.
Well, I gotta see what the cryo bomb looks like. But you'll get that.
It's like a circle.
There you go. Oh, that's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just legit, just a cryo. It's literally like a bomb, just with ice.
Amingo does have maracas.
He does have maracas.
Does
But
have
like,
maracas.
people might think you're Samba de Amigo and not Amigo. So,
Why are we talking about Amigo?
Let's
Samba
not pass
Day
up this
Amigo.
opportunity to
You
see
could-
Shang
you
Tsung
could-
wielding maracas.
Counterpoint, I could just be Zangief. just in like the underwear. That'd be funny as fuck. That'd be real funny.
That's an extreme flip flop on character.
Yeah,
Oh my
another one.
God.
Another example. I'm picky. I'm not picky. I play a lot of characters.
Well, I don't want you to be the only one who doesn't have clothes on. So
I respect that answer too. You just do snake then. That's easy.
You want the IKEA?
Yeah. I'd like I just want to hold like 7 million grenades. Just
Why
have too
can't I
many
hold
grenades.
all these
If you could
grenades?
somehow animate a loop of just Snake moving the Nikita.
Oh,
Just
I
have that.
can't animate
Spell
the
teams,
same
man.
button.
Yeah, you could have me do an up smash.
Yeah, no mortar, dude.
Yeah.
Ian, I'm gonna get back to you because like you keep changing what you want.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was gonna
We'll
say
talk
if we
about
were able to have like 2 weapons, I think the second one I'd say is have like Ruby's
Two
scythe
weapons.
on my back,
He didn't
kind of just
say
hanging,
that.
holding it like that.
No, fuck Ruby's like.
Wow.
I ain't drawing that
That's
shit.
a lot.
Man. What's wrong with Crescent
Wait,
Rose?
how are you gonna draw the blood edge, but then not Ruby's scythe?
Ruby's scythe is way more complicated than blood.
I mean, I wouldn't say it's that much complicated. It's like a couple boxes. It's just
Just
a
more.
I mean, it was like a kind of like a chibi drawing. And there's not a lot of detail into it, like the weapon anyway.
You gotta.
Do you know how much? Do you know how much fucking shit is on the falchion when like you're looking at like the hilt of it?
Here's the thing. I don't give a fuck about the hilt of the falchion because like nobody's gonna care. They just want the sword shape and like that's fine. That's fucking easy.
What?
Look. I like keeping stuff simple. All right.
Okay.
And like when like my problem, like I noticed like as me as like an artist, like we're kind of going way off topic of fighting games here.
Oh, yeah.
But
Whatever.
hey, everybody who listens to the podcast, your boy Jalen draws. Follow me on Twitter at DopeLenny. You can see my art when I upload it once every 2 months. But
And eventually you'll open up commissions.
when like I'm drawing fan art, I have this problem of like trying to make everything accurate to the character. Really, I should just not do that and just put my own spin on shit like that. And I'm trying to work on that. So like, if you give me something complicated, I'm gonna stress to make it look fucking complicated. Like I have a hard time simplifying stuff. I had one friend like a couple years ago. He runs a Facebook page where he sells Gundam model kits and stuff like that. And like he wanted me to draw like a couple of the robots and stuff. And I was all like, yo, fuck drawing Gundams?
See, I've always said that. As much as I love Gundams, I was like, when I first started drawing, I said, now how the fuck do you guys do this shit? 'Cause
Yeah.
there's no proper perspective points to hit. Legit, you're just having to draw mechanic shit and just hope that it looks right.
Yeah, it's like that shit is hard.
And
so
if you
like,
don't have a direction, it's even harder.
yeah, he was like, it's like he was one of those people who was like, well, I'm gonna just leave you to do what you want. I'm like, no, please give me fucking
Exactly,
direction
what?
because I'm about to stress over this shit. So he wanted the robots super deformed, and like some of the unit of the mobile suits were easier to super deform and simplify versus others. So like that's something that like I really need to work on. And like I ain't trying to fucking sweat bullets over fucking Ruby side.
Shut up.
That's where I'm coming
I should
from.
pick that for mine.
So Falcon, that was your first answer. We going with it.
Yeah, felt. Yeah, I'll send you like the picture of the sword.
I'm gonna
what it
do
looks
that.
like.
I
pick
can also
Yugi.
Google it.
Okay.
Also send me a picture of your ugly ass mugs.
Say, can I pick Yugi from Jump Force?
Shut the
Oh
fuck
my
up.
Yeah, we were
You
just
want a
talking
dual
about
disc?
this.
Isaiah.
You want a dual disc?
Like,
Is that what you want?
Ah, I see you too have the heart of the cards.
I had the fucking dual thing.
All right. We're gonna end that. We're gonna end this shit on that note. Thank you guys for listening to the. Thank you for listening to the 4th episode of Hard to Read. It's 3.5 hours. So I think that's what you're gonna come to expect when we have all 6 of us here. So
I'll try not to like almost start crying on the direction that fighting games are currently taking.
That's fun.
Because like I felt the waterworks start to go up when I was talking about how much Infinite is fucking cool and other fighting games kind of suck a little bit. And I'm tired of seeing everybody dunk on Capcom. Like, what? They're trying, okay.
I mean, I'm in a good spot with that right now.
It's like to quote
Yeah,
one of
this
my
is the person who got a full ass action game and a reward for it too.
like my quote.
Resident Evil 2 is cool too.
My quote to quote one of my favorite YouTubers on one of his video titles. current day Capcom fighting games are fine. Y'all are just mean.
No, it doesn't mean.
Yeah,
Okay.
My problem with Infinite is just the aesthetic.
Yeah,
But yeah,
that-
let's
wrap it up.
Yep.
Wrap this shit up.
Yep, wrap it up, Box, baby. Alright, so we hope you guys have a excellent holiday season. You know, Hanukkah, Christmas, Kwanzaa, whatever you guys celebrate. Stay close to your loved ones and all that. Until next time, we'll talk to you guys later.